Good looking out.
All right, everyone. Welcome to another Tuesday night Green Dragon Chat. Just like the script says, we got some old friends and new friends. Just want to take a couple of minutes and welcome our new friend Kelly M to the panel and to the Green Dragon. More importantly, welcome Kelly.
Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime.
I've been having a blast the past 2 days hanging out with y'all, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting too.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes interesting in a bizarre way, and other times interesting in a really good, I need to think about that.
That's right. And like we said, like we've been saying in the previous chats, everyone's been following my channel, following Dragon. You know, it's all about multiplying, not dividing. You know, just because we're all in different communities and on YouTube, it doesn't mean we can't stand together. You know, we're all, you know, similar people. We're all in it for the same reasons. And there's no reason why. Like I said, you know, once we get this fight, once the fight is on, we all bleed red, and red, white, and blue. We're all the same.
Yeah.
Who's got that loud feedback? Good gravy. Hold on for a second. Is that you, Cowboy?
Yeah, the eagle head.
Just mute yourself, Cowboy, before you speak. That's all. Just unmute yourself before you talk.
I'm muted?
Yeah, mute yourself, because we got some loud feedback, if you don't mind. Just for a couple minutes. Thank you. Whenever you want to say something, just unmute yourself, because it's a loud feedback, Cowboy. But anyway, real quick, we got Brother Lance on the show. We got Cowboy Rides 1. We got the original Dave Sardi, Kelly M. We got Brother Mario from Rhode Island. And the links have been sent out. Brother Truth, Chad. The bartenders don't need links, obviously, but I still sent them out anyway. And tonight we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about Ebola, medicine, college students. We're going to get into everything. And those who are listening, thank you who hopped on. I'm sure Brother Jay Watt is out there. I'll get the external open here in a couple of minutes. Bro Lance, what's going on, brother?
I've got the external open, but it's still not refreshing as a live event yet. And
Mine, it is for me. I got it open.
Okay.
I got it open. And of course, Brother Mike Nees Wonder, Brother JoJo. Mutt, I sent you a link too, buddy. He said just nothing. Good old Mutt. I'll keep on trying, Brother Mutt. If anyone wants to send out some links to Mutt, Kelly, if you want to try getting them in, that would be cool. But Mutt, I sent you about 5 links, buddy. We'll keep trying, brother. We'll get you in. Don't worry.
You started a different one. Okay. I'm going to post the new link in the internal for the YouTube because the one I had was not correct, Kelly.
Okay. I just really want to reiterate that it has been very fun for me the past couple of days, and that you guys have been so nice and so welcoming to me that
we try. We know we get bad reps. A lot of people talk shit about the Green Dragon, and people talk shit about yada yada yada. But you know what? You know, it's all love here, and I wouldn't be a member or a bartender if I didn't think this is a great community. I love it. We got a good people here, and like I said, you know, it is what it is, and there's no yellow tape here. All welcome, and you know.
And I'm very new to YouTube. I've probably only been watching YouTube for somewhere between 8 and 11 months. I don't remember exactly. So, you know, I didn't even realize that there were different groups. And then when I did, I didn't really even realize how I ended up in one group as opposed to a different group. So when I did realize it, it was just, oh, okay, I'll just stay with who I'm hanging out with and everything and not go search out. So when you all invited me to a chat, I felt very honored. And I really want to thank you guys.
No problem. That's why that's why we're in it. We're similar-minded people. And just like Kelly's gotten into guns, she's been getting into guns now for a little bit over a year now. She's starting to become she's going to become
less than a year.
Less than a year, sorry. And Kelly is going to be studying to be a NRA trainer. Is that correct, Kelly?
I am studying to be an NRA pistol instructor, yes.
Pistol instructor trainer, yep, absolutely. Congratulations, and we can't wait for you. You're going to be an awesome instructor, I bet. And from talking to Kelly, she's a sweet lady, and I would definitely would want my family being instructed by Kelly. She seems very safe. She knows what she's talking about. Within the year, she's been doing it, and all about safe, right, Kel?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I had a great little gal I was working with on Sunday in a class I was helping with, and she was a itty-bitty little thing. And, she was terrified. And by the end of the day, she had such a great time. She said, "When are you going to be here next?" And I said, "Well, I'm here every Friday from 6:30 to 8:30." And she said, "Okay, I'm coming on Friday. I'll be here to, hang out with you." And I'm like, "Great. That'll be a lot of fun."
Right.
So,
that's awesome. That's good stuff.
I'm really looking forward to it.
How do you feel, Kelly? I'm surprised we didn't talk about this earlier in the previous chats. And guys, I'll tell you, Miss Kelly is a fucking soldier. She's been hanging out. Fucking Truth's been putting up chats at like 11:30 in the morning till like midnight. She's a soldier. She is a soldier. There he is. Damn, I was wondering where the hell you been at, Colonel. We got Brother Truth Seeker in the house.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Everybody welcome, Truth.
Hey, Truth.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Kelly was just talking about the chats that you and I have been holding this past week, and she says we are some Iron Men mofos.
That's good chats, that's for sure.
They've been very detailed, and Truth Seeker puts out great information. If anyone has not subbed to Truth Seeker, please go out and sub to Truth Seeker. You guys won't be disappointed, and sub everyone else that's on the panel. Mario, Kelly, Dave Sardi, Bro Lance, everybody. They're good people, or else they wouldn't be on the panel. Like I said, we're all, same like people, so.
And
What's up,
I was going to ask, now, Truth, don't you have a web page too?
Yeah, that I do. It's gta4fan.com, and what I did is I built a similar site to YouTube over there called TruthTube, and the reason why I did it was because YouTube is censoring comments so bad, and I don't believe in that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because today when I turned on my computer, or when I got up and I turned on Google, that was the page that came up, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that you had that page if they didn't already for some silly reason.
I want to interrupt real quick in talking about new guests and old guests. I want to introduce a good friend of mine that's been hanging out with me for a while. He's a good man. His name is Joe Colorado. As we know, he's a little fiery, but he brings out some good points. And if anyone has not subbed to Joe Colorado, send out to Joe Cole. He's got a very honest and true site. He reads through a lot of bullshit, and a lot of people think he's a little bit nutso and a little crazy like me, but he's another one who speaks the truth, and he's got wisdom. And Brother Joe, thanks for coming out, brother.
Thank you. And, hi, Kelly. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, dear. I see you have some tags around your neck.
Oh, yes, I do. my husband is active duty military, and anytime he is out of the country, I had a dog tag made up,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
it has a serenity prayer on the front so that I can remember that I'm not in control of everything.
That's cool.
And then it's got most of his information on the back, minus things that if for some reason I lost it, somebody couldn't identify it, you know.
That's romantic and badass, if I may say that to you, my lady.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
No doubt. No
Yeah,
doubt.
Thanks, G.
when he was actually deployed to the sandbox a couple of times, my daughter and I, we would both wear one of his dog tags, 2 sets, so that, you know, gosh, he had just mysteriously lost his set and had to have a second set made, you know, so that we could wear it the entire time he was gone, just to make sure that, you know, we were there to help protect him.
That, absolutely. You know, Kelly, that chair that I'm looking at behind you, they don't make those anymore. That looks so damn comfortable. I think I would want to crash in it and fall asleep myself.
You know what? It's from Ashley Furniture, and it's just like 2 years old. And I was surprised to find this style. You know, it's just a big old comfy chair.
There you go. They don't make shit like that anymore. I mean, if you're going to find it, you're going to spend a lot of money for something like that.
Mr. Sardi, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
All right, I was kind of waiting. You remember that question you asked me earlier about what did I want to talk about tonight?
Yes, sir.
I gave it a lot of thought, and I think it's a perfect thing for this group. Anybody that's in this group should learn to do, even if you don't use it every day, and that's encryption. And that's how to encrypt your messages that you pass between each other. I found a free program. It's not the most secure, but it's easy to practice with. You can practice with it. It's called TrueCrypt, and I'll put the link in the sidebar if you want it. It's totally free. It's not unbreakable. It uses 256-bit encryption, but think about it. If all of us sent each other pie recipes encrypted, it would drive the NSA totally nuts trying to decrypt all that stuff, all that traffic. So encryption is going to be my topic for tonight. So I'll pass it back on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That
Brother Mario, how you feeling? How you feeling, Brother Mario?
It's all good over here, man. Freaking drinking beers, smoking stoves, and yeah, I'm good.
Mario's going to be coming out to Be More real soon. He's going to be coming out to Be More.
I'm going to start matching Mario beer for beer here in a second.
Cowboy Rides 1, welcome, my brother. Welcome to the Dragon. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, you know what I say. Another day in paradise as we know it.
You know it, my brother. And thank you all for the 16 viewers. We appreciate y'all coming on. Let me make a little shout out, brother, to the Dragon, of course. What's going on, all the bartenders, everybody. Who's your daddy? Broland's in the house. Southern Style 357. Brother Truth, Brother JoJo, Mike Nees Wonder, Jay Watt, Brother Mutt, Mario, Kel, Joe Cole, Sardi, Lance. We're going to have a good time, brother. It's going to be a good time. Chad and Mutt, we sent you links both. And everybody, we've been rocking and rolling since 12 o'clock noon. And
that's some
that's
long
why we've been rocking and rolling. This is a strong week, brother. We've been rocking and rolling. Brother Truth had some crazy shit happen in his neighborhood. He'll probably talk about with y'all later on.
Oh, hey, stamina, man.
No doubt. Now, how's everyone feel about? One of the things we're going to talk about is obviously the Ebola. We're going to talk about the medicine, of course. Some people think a lot of people say there's no cure. Then there's some people that say there's a cure. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about these college students coming from West Africa. I believe there was about 10,000 of them coming over. Do we feel like it's right for them to come over? Do we feel like are we Are we testing these kids from coming? Are they being fucking, you know, interrogated like fucking I was when I went to Jamaica? My lord, they thought I was fucking Nino Brown, taking that chapstick to my fucking palm.
I never knew that, G. I never knew that, man.
I was at fucking BWI, lovely TSA, beautiful, great TSA, who we fucking proudly support and give the millions of dollars to. Don't know what the fuck they're doing.
You got harassed, man?
Anyone's out TSA, I feel sorry for you. Go fucking have a coffee and another donut, because I don't fucking respect you.
I didn't know that, G. I thought it was...
They took me. I'm sitting there with my 2-year-old going to Jamaica, sweating my ass off. He's screaming and fucking crying. She rips my fucking palm out and starts putting chapstick all over my hand, checking for explosives. Now, why the fuck would I have explosives carrying a 2-year-old? You dumb bitch.
Well, I mean, you know, like they check an 80-year-old lady with, you know, a colostomy bag in a wheelchair. You know, I'm not surprised. I mean, right?
I got an answer for that.
Go ahead.
We're not allowed to do so-called profiling. Like Israel, you go over to Israel, and their defense force they don't have hijacking because they're allowed to profile.
Allowed and what they do are two totally different things.
Exactly. Good.
I mean, you wouldn't have stop and frisk. You wouldn't have stop and frisk, David. You know that.
Exactly.
You know who they profile when they do those stop and frisks, don't you? I mean, I guess you're not up there in New York or those other places, so maybe you don't. No. They do profile, whether they're allowed or not.
And they tell you they profile, and I've heard cops come out of their mouth and said that is their job, is to profile. That's what they do regardless. I've heard a cop, more than one cop say that. And they all profile. They all do.
Yes, they do, but they have to stop a little bit random sampling of everybody so they can say that they're not profiled.
And they have to stop murdering fucking people, kids and old people and young people.
Well, the government's run by idiots. What do you expect?
Of course, of course.
You know what? G is the most sexiest Latino man I've ever seen, except the guy is he's Greek,
right?
And a very sexy-looking Greek. But that's the whole thing. The profiling goes on, and they don't even know. They don't even care.
No, they don't care. They think it's part of their job. They profile exactly right. They don't know I'm fucking this. They don't know I'm that. You look at me. These cops look at me in my fucking blacked out, murdered out truck with my fucking 22s, bumping that system. Oh, look at that fucking thug.
I think that's a really good lead-in about the profiling.
Hold on.
Kelly's question, or she has something she wants to bring up that Mario asked a question about the Hajib.
Let me finish, please. I was in the middle of So basically, that's okay. So like I was saying, I'm driving in my truck, doing, I guess, what high schoolers do. You look at me with the hat and the shirts and the swag, and they think I'm just some thug. But motherfucker, they don't know that I fucking make 6 figures and fucking have my own business and fucking got this, got that. They don't know. They profile you. They profile you and they fucking assume. And what happens when you assume, Lance? You make an ass out of yourself. Little do these fuckers know that I'm running a fucking $1 million corporation that fucking doesn't lose business, but gains. I run a successful business. I'm not a piece of shit that's fucking, they think I'm like whatever they think I do or I am or whatever, but profiling Dave Sardi, it'll never end. Like racism. Racism will never end.
No, absolutely not. Hey,
it would never end. Yes, sir.
We need to connect so that you can hire me as a secondary employee so we can make it a $1,500,000 business.
And this is just a little 3-man operation. But like I said, we have shit small. We don't blow shit up. And the problem is that profiling is never going to end. by these cops, and that's the problem. Lance had a question a couple of weeks ago. He said, "Gee, how do we prevent? How do we not get in their way? How can we prevent, as I say, dodging bullets, not getting caught up in crossfire? Because obviously these fuckers are willing to squeeze their trigger at any given time. They don't care. We all see how many murders there's been, and I say murders. When you kill a fucking homeless kid, and I'm stuck on that, yes I am, 10 guys, 10 officers suffocating a homeless guy. Is that right?
When you shoot somebody in the back.
The old man was shooting his cane. He was reaching for his cane. The guy was fucking a vet, and they shot him 7 times, and then the fucking officer started crying and screaming because he shot him 7 times. He missed 5 out of the 7 shots and connected 2.
And then when they beat up women, they literally fit men physically, 3, 4, 5 men physically beat up a woman, which one man is more stronger than a woman can ever be.
Right.
But 4 of them, 5 of them take on and do the same thing. That shit blows. That kills me so hardcore.
It just sucks that we sit here and we go through it. We go through all the tyranny, you know. And as I keep saying, we never thought that this country would be at this type of stance, ever. And it's coming from the federal. It's coming from your local departments. It will never end.
Well,
no matter what we say, no matter what we do, it's always going to be there. So
well,
that's why you got to respect the authority and don't get out of line and don't cause friction. That's the only thing I can say. Don't cause friction and everything will be all right.
And you know what? It's not all of them. It's only the bad apples of the bunch, the moldy apples at the bottom of the barrel, G. And
they know who's bad.
But you know, the problem is that the ones that are all good, they're not standing up against the ones that are bad. That's what really.
Good point, Joe. Good fucking point. I say that all the time. And again, and those who are viewing, those who are listening, please keep in mind, I don't say all cops are bad. But how come the good ones can't stand? Why? Because they're going to be afraid to get fucking fired. Their balls are going to get broken off until they quit.
Or when they need backup, it's not going to be there.
Exactly. They will fucking find a way to basically run these guys out of town. And I have a friend that was in the Anne Arundel department for 4 years. He quit, or 3 years. He quit because of politics. He said, "Gee, it is so bad. I thought I was working at the fucking Pentagon." And he's working at the freaking local city department. Not on the state side, on the county side. And he quit because of the politics. And he was a great cop. Great cop. Great cop. Assisted everyone, nice. Didn't look at you like he wanted to snipe you from 1,000 yards. Didn't have no attitude. You could talk to him. I remember when I would go to police officers and talk to them, and they would be friendly, and you would have a nice, friendly conversation. Of course you want to talk to a cop to get all the juice, to find out all the bad shit, and you get to listen to these crazy stories from cops. I love sitting down with my uncle listening to a bunch of crazy stories in Iraq. The man did 7 gigs. You don't think he's got fucking good stories? I'm sure these cops have good stories. Do all have to tell? Absolutely not. It's none of our business. Sure. But don't be a dick about it. Be happy that a civilian, that a guy that wants to come and say, hey cop, how you doing? These fucking officers have worse names than lawyers and doctors right now. Why? Because they put it on themselves. You don't show up into a fucking neighborhood in a tank and fucking all geared up like a bunch of spec ops into a fucking neighborhood and start blowing up shit. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
When you come out like I got pulled over about 2 months ago by a greenhorn out of the fucking academy. Couldn't even be more than 23. And he gave me a ticket because I didn't move over into the other lane.
Oh, I remember you were so pissed.
Yeah, I'm pissed off about it because he was just trying to generate money for the damn city. And I'm like, it's not even a valid ticket. I'm a commercial driver. What are you doing? And he was like, no, I'm just, hey, you got the ticket. You should have moved over. But I didn't even know what you were doing. You were hopping on your motorcycle. You could have been picking your nose or whatever. This is the mentality. And the same thing happened with the Boston bombing, as I can remind you, my friend. They shut down that city after that hoax FEMA drill. and they busted into people's houses, literally your house, my house, Mario's house, Kelly's house, everyone's in this room's house, busted in their door, and where people are like, wait a minute, I'm trying to make freaking grilled cheese sandwiches. No, we had the reason to bust down your door because there was a bombing a couple of blocks or a half a mile away, and because we're trying to make you safe.
And you know what makes me sad about that is after all that shit went down, you know what they gave those cops? They gave them a standing ovation. It makes me sad about the whole. Like they did everything that they did.
Shame on them. Shame on those.
The people were, especially here in Boston.
Shame on them fucking civilians.
Giving them, they were like they had the whole parade with the cars going down the street. They were giving them standing ovations, like yes.
Shame on them. I'll take a fucking
all my
paintball
rights
gun and
away.
shoot all of them. I'll just sit there and
Thank
tag
you
them
for
all.
taking all my rights away from me. And they were literally clapping there, giving them standing.
Shame on them.
And I was watching that shit on TV, and I'm like, ugh. Like,
Me too, Mario.
I wouldn't be out
Was
there.
anybody celebrating 4th of July? Because I sure as fuck wasn't.
They were celebrating 4th of July during the Boston bombings.
Cheers, Mario. Cheers.
Wake up, baby. Wake up, brothers. Wake up, brothers.
No shit. That was the most. What happened there on that day, and then after, like Mario said, I remember watching the footage from my seat in Colorado, watching all these thousands of people in the street and these armored caravans of police driving through waving like they were fucking heroes. And all the people were going, yay, yay, yay! USA! Yeah.
And I'll be straight up, I still think it was the Russians that did it.
A FEMA drill, a fucking FEMA drill, a hoax that the Boston bombing was, has been exposed.
Dave, sorry,
wasn't the dude from Russia?
Let me ask you a question, Dave Sardi. How are these college students coming from West Africa? How are they being brought without being searched, without being tested with any viruses, with any diseases?
They come in just like any other student does from any other part of the world. They come through customs, and basically when you go through customs, they have your basic. They test for drugs.
Yeah, I've gone through it. It took me too long.
I've gone through customs before. All they do is get this dog that smells your bags, and then the
What
dog
about testing them? The
takes
fucking
a piss
customs
on your
doesn't
bag,
shit.
fucking bounces.
Time out. Customs don't tell you that they got Ebola. Customs ain't taking your blood. I want these individuals to be tested for disease, virus, Ebola, AIDS.
Wait a minute.
I want them tested for all the above.
Wait a minute.
If I go to Portugal, then I come back to America, and they start being like, we need to take your blood. I want to be like, well, fuck you. You ain't taking my blood.
Well, fuck you. Go back to Portugal. Then,
I've done some stuff.
Okay.
The USA.
I'll go back to Portugal.
Wait a minute.
Only if you take me to Portugal with you.
Bottom line is, the question was.
What's going on? Like, I'm going to trust him with a raccoon hat on his head.
Order
you know how they test for
he's got the coon hat.
You know how we test for E. coli, which is a very simple bacteria. They make a blood auger out of human blood and gelatin, and they put some of the substance on it, and they incubate it. Now, how long is it going to take to get the results back from a swab or something like that? Has anybody ever had a DNA test? It takes several days to get one of those back. So you're going to
DNA test is just a swab out of your mouth. They just
but
DNA test is just to get a swab.
They've developed it for strep, but they haven't developed a test yet for Ebola that they can just swab it and test it within 5-10 minutes.
Are you talking about every single American that goes out of this country, comes back to this country, they need to draw blood?
I've never had it happen with me anytime I've left.
No. Time out. You listen, Mario. Listen very close. Listen very closely. I am talking about a country where they have this fucking Ebola. I want these kids coming from West Africa a well-known place where they fucking have this disease. Don't you want these people tested, Mario, before they come and sit next to your son? Yes or no?
But how are you going to do it?
Oh, but Dave, I wasn't asking. Wait a minute. I'm asking Mario a question. Wait a minute. Mario.
Oh man, you putting me on the spot. You putting me on the spot.
Well, do you want these kids? Do you want your fucking kids hanging around this shit? I don't.
Absolutely,
I don't want
absolutely not.
Well, get it fucking together then, my brother. Here's the fucking deal.
So if you're an American citizen that goes to another country,
incorrect.
Comes back to America, they have to get blood drawn. They have to. Dude, yes, the Ebola virus can go to Greece.
Yes,
so if you come back from Greece, do you get your blood drawn?
If I'm going to go to a country, Mario, where I know they got fucking diseases, wouldn't you fucking think that I would want to get tested? Wouldn't you want to get tested? I sure as fuck would.
But there's a problem. When they test you for that, they're going to test for other things. The government, once they get your blood, they're going to have your DNA on file. They're going to test you for everything.
If it's for the betterment of the American for America, then
the test results.
I guess I would have to submit. I'd have to submit to that blood test. I would have to submit to it.
The test results, fellas. I'm talking about these tests. I'm not telling you get the test when they're here. I'm telling you to get tested before they leave.
Come back.
No, listen. You're not listening.
Well, we have that. We kind of do that on our what do you call it, passports. When we go to another country, we have to be immunized. So
right. I want these people tested, Mario,
tested before they come here.
Before they come here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, not at our airport. Once they're at our airport, that's
no. I'm saying getting tested before they come here. I don't want them here unless they're clean. That's that. Where do you think
the State Department could put that regulation into effect?
It's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope.
Well,
because somebody that can go to Canada, they need to get tested before they come back from Canada. They can go to the Caribbean.
But they're not finding Ebola in Canada. They're finding Ebola in West Africa. That's what I'm talking about. That's the only country that I am concentrated on.
Ebola could spread to Portugal. So now
I'm not talking about. Well, I haven't heard anything.
Test anybody that comes. I'm sure there's diseases in Portugal that aren't in America. I'm sure there's diseases that are in Greece that aren't in America.
Well,
so do you start testing for them? Do you start testing them for those diseases?
They make ass clod for that shit.
Okay.
Or a little bit of olive oil. It's all good.
Question.
It's a slippery slope.
Cal, you say anything you want, Mama. Come on in.
Okay. Well, first off, I just wanted to say that the students that are coming from West Africa, where it is a known Ebola country or next to a known Ebola country, they definitely should have to be tested before coming here.
Absolutely.
Traveling, even like, okay,
but what if they don't
let
want
her talk, Mario. Let her talk.
One of the countries that has found Ebola in it now is the Congo, and it's not in West Africa. It has somehow somebody traveled from West Africa to Congo, and there is now a case in the Congo. Now, in Portugal, I haven't heard of it. Haven't heard of any. And I must say, I love Portugal. I lived in the Azores for 3 years. Greece, we haven't heard of it in Greece.
No, we haven't.
Also love Greece. I've been there several times.
That's where our parents were born, yeah.
And, testing for other things, I don't think that they really need to test for other things because most of the other things are curable very quickly. Unfortunately, Ebola is spread by direct bodily fluids. So if somebody sneezes on you that has Ebola, and you're going to get it because that sneeze can go on your lips. It can go into your nasal area, in your nasal cavity. It could go in your eye. And then you're going to be infected and you're not going to know it because you're not going to show symptoms for, 12, 14 days, something like that?
3 weeks.
See, I take the other side. I think that the entire fucking Ebola thing is a manufactured lie to cause distraction and make everybody look like a magician. Well, look at my left hand. We're
How can we say that, Joe?
I don't believe it. You know, they did the same
But
thing.
how? How can we say that, Joe? We seen
Well, I'm
it.
telling you, if you let me finish, they did the same thing with the AIDS fucking bullshit. And yes, some people did get AIDS and all that. Listen, what the reptilian New World Illuminati fucking New World Order bullshit that is not going to be behind Ebola. It's going to be something that neither one of us in this entire chat room ever fucking guessed upon. This one's too easy. It is literally just put out there to be, oh, look at what's going on now. Look at Ebola and all this bullshit. We're going to release 3,000 troops. It's all fucking garbage, in my opinion. It's all a ruse. It's all a lie. And everyone's being forced to look at it. Just my opinion.
I just want to say,
Ebola is the real deal.
Well, of course, but why? Let me ask you something. Hold on. Before I get done with my thought, let me ask you something. Since this disease, since this unbelievable disease has been out there for decades, we're talking 30 years when you were soup in your mama's belly, why the fuck is it so oppressively present now? Why now?
It has a 90% mortality rate.
That's the problem.
Well,
That's the problem.
part of it is because it's mutated a bit, and because of their West African, their way of preparing their dead, they touch the bodily fluids of their dead by washing them and everything. So therefore, they're getting the virus by taking care of their own dead relative.
real quick,
And-
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, go ahead.
Sorry. I just want to say real quick, I know there's a lot of us in here, and I know there's a lot of us all week, and I know we all got a lot to say, including myself. We all get off a little crazy. And let's everyone just one at a time give the respect to everyone. Let's everyone talk and not over talk each other. And I know it's hard, including myself, and because we got a lot of good stuff and one of the best chats I've ever been into. And I want to thank everyone again for watching, listening, panelists. And we can all get our points across if we all just give each other the respect and the time. And Chad, thank you for joining, brother. Thank you for...
There was no interruption going on there. I think we're still having a dialect. It's just that when I came in and I said I believe that this is something another manufactured lie from the reptilian New World Illuminati government. I didn't like throw everything off. I just wanted everyone to open their minds to that possibility.
Well, give me a couple of minutes, please, everyone, so I can do some shout-outs, because this is the second time. Thank you for the 30 viewers that we have. Thank you, and foremost, for the panelists that have joined us. And like I said, we're going to have a great chat. We've already been rocking and rolling.
Absolutely.
And good shit going on. And
rock and roll, baby.
Shout-outs to the Dragon, Sons of Republic, Jim McKay, 6Man1, Brother Mutt. What's going on? We love you. Paul Pinkston, who's your daddy? Brother Third, we see you, brother. Southern Style 357. Want to say what's up, J Watt, Atomic Balls, JQHL, Brother Jim, Brother Joe, Jay Watterson, J Watt, Brother Dooley, 5% Crew. Tactical Tony, 10 Round, Jeremiah Johnson, Brother Galen, Brother Hick, obviously, Optimus Android 26, Brother Truth, thanks for coming in, Brother Chad, thanks for coming in, Cowboy, Cal, Dave Sardi, the rest of the panel, Mario, and Chad. Hold on, man. Chad, you got the floor, brother. What's going on?
I just wanted to say I am here listening, and ask me any question. I'm here listening. So.
Well, you're about the truth. I haven't heard from on truth. What's going on, man? I haven't heard from you all night, brother.
Well, I'd like to make a little point on.
Please do.
On the Ebola thing, I just want to kind of make a little note. With Ken Isaacs, the former director, Office of Foreign Disaster Assistance, claims there's gangs of people out there threatening to burn hospitals, and he claims that they're people with post-traumatic stress disorder. So you can see the marginalization happening again. I don't think that's cool.
Well, there's something said there. Absolutely, George. I got you. I follow that.
So we gotta make sure we look out for that. And
right.
Go for it.
No doubt. Well said, Drew.
I was going to say, I was looking at the CDC list today of how many confirmed cases, and this is several days old. It's as of the 31st. They have, on the 31st of August, they had confirmed count of 2,106, a suspected account of 1,848, with a total of 3,707 deaths from this disease, from Ebola.
But my dear, that is
not in the United States.
No, this is
one at a time, guys. Stop. You guys got.
No. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry.
No, in New Guinea, the total is 771 dead between the confirmed cases and the suspected cases. In Liberia, it was 1,274. Nigeria, 21.
And what's the overall population?
I was looking that up just as we were going live, and I was going to try to find out what the population of each of these countries was. But this was taken from the site of the CDC.
Mario, please stop interrupting.
Yeah, so this was taken from the site of the CDC, and I don't know how often they're updating the confirmed and suspected counts. But
if I could just make a quick note there, Kelly.
Yeah, absolutely.
As of August 4th, there was more than 900 that have died, and they can't get an accurate number because of the bodies and everything laying in the streets.
Yeah.
That's from Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Nigeria.
Yeah.
This is kind of getting out of hand. There's people running around saying
these are third world nations.
Yeah.
Why now? I mean, it could have happened in 1990, 1980. Why now? See, that's my point.
Why not?
Well, no, I agree with that. Why not? But see, the fact is that if you don't look at the generated manufactured lies that have been started in our generations and keep up with them, and then all of a sudden now you're being bought and paid for, and you're all, oh, now I believe it. That's where your mind fuck is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can't forget.
They gotta have a couple of million people in the country.
Yeah, it's just, I just found it very interesting that between the suspected and the confirmed, now they have a total of 3,700 or 30.
Out of how many millions?
3,700. Well, that's what I said. I didn't get a chance to look up how many total for each of these countries, what the population total was in each of these countries. I was going to and just ran out of time doing it before we started the chat.
I believe your big comfy chair behind you more than anything the mainstream reptilian New World Order Illuminati bullshit says to me.
How many people die from influenza in the United States alone?
More die from influenza yearly than so far from Ebola.
The same thing I keep hearing over and over again here.
So shouldn't we be more concerned about influenza than Ebola? I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have nothing. I'm just throwing it out there.
Sandwich or something.
What I'm saying is the government has cried wolf so many times that nobody believes them anymore.
And David, what the hell are you doing? What are you always doing?
I am breaking down an AR-15.
I didn't know whether you were making a sandwich or with tortillas at first, with some asparagus or something. I was like, what the fuck? And then I enlarged it, and I was like, look at that. That's a big difference from tortillas and asparagus.
Dave don't play around. You should have seen Brother Dave's lunch, boy. He had some good chicken, didn't he, Trey?
That's some nasty ass avocado or some serious lime juice in there, but
it's called frog lube.
Yeah, he was teaching good food.
That's probably what I should be doing.
There you go.
One at a time.
Truth be spoken. Go ahead, Kelly. Kelly, you rule the room.
Also, obviously, we're going to get into some ISIS situation because that's been on top of my head.
Not bad, G.
Truth and Kelly and I and Burlance and Chad and Dave and the rest of us, Joe, we've been watching a lot of these ISIS.
Fake beheading? Fake?
No, we saw that. Well, I mean,
fake.
What do you think? Let's start with time. Relax, Joe. Chad, what do you think about this? Burlance, what? You still there, bro? Where's Burlance?
He took a chill pill. You know how he does, G. You know, G.
Burlance was listening from a distance.
But always from a distance.
Well, I'll let
I'm back too, G.
All right, Chad, you want to start this? You and Truth want to start off on this ISIS thing? And can everybody, Truth and Chad is gonna, they're the moderators to the chat, so they're gonna be helping me hold it down. Go ahead, brother.
What is the real question about ISIS? I mean,
well, a lot of people are saying what Joe's saying. People are saying fake. People are saying they're real. Obviously, you know, and what I think about them from our talks. I mean, I think, you know, we shot ourselves in the foot on that one, but you know, they're getting their asses kicked. They're getting their asses kicked every day. You know.
Should have a comparison contrast video because if anybody's ever seen a real beheading, they know it's extremely messy.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, extremely. There's going to be blood absolutely everywhere. If you're within 3-4 feet of the wall, it's going to be all over the wall.
My eyes.
But I wouldn't name them ISIS, though. I mean, Dave, or I'm sorry, George. I've got my thing clicked on your icon. I wouldn't name them ISIS. You can name them something else, but they want you to name them ISIS, which is your distraction. It's always distraction. It's always look here when we're doing something there. And you know what? I'm surprised that a man with your military aspect. You should know that by now.
What are you saying, Joe? Are you saying they're fat? What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that what George is right. They are coming. But they're not under the name of ISIS. ISIS is a direct distraction. What happens is the government never works in the way of direct, absolute. When you look at, Sang Tung's Art of War. Read the book. I've read it several times. Read the book.
Well, it's just the name they give them. ISIS is the cocksuckers.
Well,
they're from Al Qaeda. They're the Al Qaeda. They're all Al Qaeda.
And what is Al Qaeda? Al Qaeda is the base. The base of who?
The Art of War is
Allah.
CIA.
Allah.
CIA.
CIA. Yeah, well.
I could tell you all about ISIS, but
it's already out. It's been out. It's been out for years.
That's for another chat. You wanna know what ISIS is all about, and this is a little bit of history for y'all cats. Barack
What's that,
Obama.
Mario?
Come on, Mario. Don't act like we're on the street.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, and this is the truth.
Don't act like we're
Barack Obama had a boner to invade Syria. Well, the Congress went up to Obama and was like, "No, you can't just invade a sovereign country. You just can't invade a sovereign country without approval from Congress." Well, guess what? Congress shut him down. Congress was like, "Nope, you can't invade them." So, what does the president do? The president thinks like, "Man, I really want to invade Syria. So how the fuck do I invade Syria?" He went to the CIA, and the CIA was like, "President Barack Obama, you want to invade Syria? I know exactly how you can invade Syria. We're gonna create a militant group in the middle of fucking Iraq, and you invade we've already invaded Iraq. We can go to Iraq whenever the fuck we want. So we go in there, and the militant group, the Al Qaeda, the ISIS, or whatever the fuck you want to call them today, is gonna be like, listen, these guys are gonna go in there and they're just gonna start beheading people. They're gonna start freaking killing people. They're gonna start doing whatever. They're gonna start creating all. What ISIS is doing is creating a reason for Barack Obama. The ultimate goal here is that little country Syria. We don't give a fuck about Iraq. We already destroyed Iraq. What the fuck are we gonna go into Iraq for? We want to go.
I never said anything about Iraq.
Well, let me ask you something. What is the acronym for ISIS? It is the Israel Security.
ISIS is the goal. The goal of Barack Obama.
What is that?
Is to go into Syria and
stop talking at once. Stop talking at once. That's annoying. One at a fucking time, please. Stop over talking people. Just
Mario. Well, Mario's like.
I'm just saying, Barack Obama tried to invade Syria. He got shot down. The CIA gave him an opportunity. Dude, you think Iraq? Do you think we really give a fuck about Iraq? We already did Iraq. What is the ultimate goal? Is to go into Syria. So what is the best way to go into Syria? Is to create a fake-ass ISIS group, whatever the fuck, they're fake, to go.
What's fake?
I guarantee you American troops will be in Syria.
Well,
they're already prepping for it. They're prepping for it right now. All those military helicopters that you see flying over your head, and all those C-130s that I see flying over my head, their goal is for one thing and one thing only.
Oh no,
invade Syria.
Okay, so real quick before Kush fucks this room up. ISIS stands for Israel Security Industrial Services or something like that, and I think George can corroborate the new definition. I'm sure George has seen.
I'm just happy to see the Brolance got in.
Oh shit!
Right on. And Joe's here. Right on.
No, cushy boy, cushy tushy.
Mario's chat still correct.
Hey George,
you're live on the Dragon.
Since George, listen, hold on. Since George is the one in the fatigues, George, can you corroborate the new definition of ISIS? It's the Islamic, or it's the Israel.
It doesn't matter, man. Who funds ISIS? The American. John McCain went over there. It's like, we found the good guys. Guess who the good guys were? ISIS. That's who John McCain went over there. He was like, we found the good guys, and the good guys are ISIS. Now,
Absolutely,
ISIS,
we funded them.
There's a new acronym for ISIS, and
you gotta pay attention to geopolitics. You gotta pay attention to geopolitics.
Well, coming from a man who believes in God, right?
All right, let's take this somewhere else. All right, someone else want to chime in, please, other than Mario and Joe on this ISIS?
Oh, gee, chill out.
Joe. Well, we want to hear from other people. We got 10 people in here. I don't want to.
Hey, we'll be quiet. Let them chime in.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, follow the money trail.
Yeah.
And it leads to the United States of America. Follow the money trail.
America.
Most
Fuck
of this
yeah! Here we come to say the motherfucking day, yeah!
Actually, it don't come from America.
Yeah, actually, in a way, it does come from America. In a way, because we all fill our tanks with gas and burn a bunch of that Saudi oil. So we're all funding it.
Well, yeah, I see your point.
I'm just gonna say this one thing. Barack Obama has a boner to get rid of Assad or whoever the hell that president of Syria is. He has a boner to get rid of him, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
There is a new acronym for Israel or the ISIS. It is Israeli State of something, and I'm surprised nobody in this room has got that. I've heard it a million times. It's a brand new acronym, and
I don't disagree with you. Where Syria, Israel wants to get rid of Syria. I don't
Let me say this. I tried to bring this up earlier. I'm very shocked that Americans, it's always external, yet they don't care about themselves.
Yes, sir, Mr. Canadian.
Homeland, but it's always, we're going to go to war here. We're going to, you know what? If the Americans stayed at home and shut the fuck up, nothing will be done.
Yeah, but Barack Obama already tried to invade Syria.
Just bring it up. She wanted something else brought up, so I figured I'd bring it up.
We do
wise man right there.
Mind our own business.
Somebody in the external put that it stood for.
Yes, ma'am. What?
The ISIS. You were wondering what the new.
Yes.
And let me find it because I've lost it now.
Please do. It stands for something Israel.
Israeli Secret Intelligence Service.
Thank you, Kelly. Kelly gets the clap. She gets the Koopy doll. There you go.
No.
Israeli. There you go. Say it again, my girl. Say it again.
I don't think
loud.
that's what
Every
it
swinging
stands
dick
for.
in this room. Kelly, say it loud and strong so every swinging dick in this room can hear it. Please say it. Go.
Well, first of all, we have to give credit to Optimus Android 26. He's the one that posted, or she. Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I had not heard of that because I had heard that they had gone to just IS for Islamic State. I had heard that that's what they had changed their name to, but I don't know everything, so
No, Kelly, you're absolutely right. It's Islamic State of whatever. You have to understand. You have to understand how the Muslims work, or we have to understand how the Muslims work. You know the word caliphate? You know what a caliphate? Well, do we know what a caliphate is?
I do, yes.
So a caliphate, a caliphate is all non-believers of the Prophet or whatever, the God, Muhammad, whatever. All the ones that are why do you think they went after the Christians? They went after the Kurds. Are like, I don't even know what the hell the Kurds believe in, but they went after them. They went after them to the point where they brought them up to the mountaintop and they were ready to kill them all. They were ready, and how many beheadings? Christians were like, we're out of here. They bounced. They just got the fuck out of there because they knew what was going on. And there's it's hard to describe. It's prophesied in the Bible. That's all I gotta say. It's prophesied in the Bible, and the prophecy, we're living the prophecy in the Bible right now.
One of the prophecies in the Bible to look for in Isaiah is Damascus being turned to rubble. So,
Already has been.
well, I'm going to be completely rubbleized. There's still a few buildings there.
Brolance back?
Brolance, are you with us?
He's not with us. Okay.
Brolance is eating dinner right now. He's eating dinner. This is dinner time for him.
Mario? I was going to say, Mario, you asked me a question that I did not answer earlier before we got started. Do you remember what that was?
That was the would you wear a burqa?
Yeah. And then I said no to the burqa, and you asked me then if I would wear a headscarf. The whatever they're called. I can't remember what it's called.
One of these things right here?
Actually,
yeah,
just a second. I was actually just walking upstairs as you were asking that question. So give me just a second. I'm turning off my chat. I had to go down and eat dinner. Sorry, guys, I didn't tell you.
See, I know Brolance. He's eating dinner.
Oh, a bunch of cheeses.
You people and your food.
Yes.
Ain't they mean?
They are. I've had to be vegetarian for the past year, and I just get so excited when somebody's eating, like Truth had, breaded pork chop, pork loin, whatever last night, and it looked so good.
Why would you ever become a vegetarian?
I have some very bad stomach issues, and I cannot digest meat. So it just makes it better if I don't try. Okay, so the question is, would I wear the headscarf? No. Even if I had an occasion to go into a mosque, no.
Not out of respect?
I would not. No, and I will explain why.
And then you would be in big trouble.
Well, I will explain why. My daughter married a Muslim guy. He's very nice. He is not super radical. He's
a moderate.
No, he's not. He's even below moderate. I mean, he really enjoyed his first Christmas with us this past Christmas. They've been married for just a year. Out of respect for his religion, they decided that they would have a ceremony at a mosque. And the imam's native language was not Arabic, and it was not English. It was something else. And yeah, so he could recite certain parts of the Quran in Arabic because he had memorized them, but he didn't really know exactly what he was saying. And my daughter, out of respect, wore the headscarf.
The hijab.
Yes. After the ceremony, at the end of the ceremony, the guy turned to them and looked at my daughter and said, "Congratulations, you're now a Muslim." And I asked my daughter, "Did you turn around, lift up your shirt, and show him the big cross you have on your back and say, 'Hell no, I'm not'?" And she's like, "No." And her husband was so upset that by the time they got to the car, he was crying. He's like, "Honey, I'm so sorry. I did not know that's what he was saying to you. I had no idea." The family members were very, very upset.
It's really kind of pointless, though. It's just words. If they're not spoken from the heart, it doesn't.
You know what it is? It's an honorary. You know when someone gets an honorary PhD? Okay, well,
it means
they've got to give you the honorary, indoctrination, because it's just they got to figure some loophole in their dogma of why this quote unquote Muslim would be choosing to marry an infidel, and so they got to square it somehow. All religions do it.
Yeah.
It's called bullshit.
Well, so I had told our best family friends who were coming up for the wedding because we were actually having a wedding here up in Virginia for them. And the minister knew everything that had happened. Alyssa wasn't going to tell me at first because she was afraid that I would freak out and think that it was her husband's fault when, you know, he even called me and he's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know the guy was going to do that. None of us knew what to do once he said that. We were all just dumb, you know, we were stupefied. And I said, I understand. And I had told my friends, and I said, I want nothing of this brought up. Do not bring it up. And the minute my daughter and her new husband walked in our door, my best friend's husband brought it up and said, what the hell did you do, type of thing. And so it started out the wedding week really well at the house, but no, I wouldn't even out of respect at this point just because of what happened to her. And I do understand that, you know, it wasn't her husband's fault, it wasn't his family's fault, it was this guy who, like I said, his native language was not English or Arabic, and he had only memorized parts of the Quran in Arabic, but to speak to him, they couldn't speak and really converse with him because his native language was something else. But she was trying to be respectful, and it caused a lot of pain for them in the beginning of their marriage.
They're still married now?
Yeah.
Because he didn't understand. You really believe that he didn't understand anything what was going on?
Oh yeah, I totally do.
Okay.
Yeah, he would not.
Is he in that? Is he still Muslim now, or Islam, or whatever it is?
He does not eat pork.
So he practices.
He does.
He's a moderate. He's a moderate Islamist.
He fasts at Ramadan, and what was the other one thing? Oh, and he does not drink alcohol.
Hey, if he doesn't drink alcohol, then
that's the only three
in kind
things.
of a weird way, that's kind of good. Like, to me, like, I couldn't relate to the brother, but anybody that doesn't drink alcohol, that's a good person to me.
He enjoyed the heck out of Christmas. Really thought that was a cool experience.
What does he enjoy about Christmas?
I think he really enjoyed the family all being together, Alyssa's family, because her grandmother was there and her aunt, and getting presents.
That's not what Christmas is. Christmas is about the birth of Jesus Christ.
Yes, and
Got a point.
I talked to my husband about it, and in my heart, I hope that at
Next
some
time you see
point things are going to change. I see him changing a little bit every time I see him.
You wanna see shit stuff get all messed up? Is ask him about Jesus Christ.
Oh, he thinks he was a great prophet.
He's not a prophet.
Well, no, we don't believe so, but that's what he believes.
Well, do you try to correct his ways?
Correct. I like that. Correct.
No.
Say when you correct him.
No, I don't try to correct him because he's an adult and he can believe what he
Because
wants.
he's saying that Jesus Christ is a prophet, but in a Christian view, he's not a prophet.
No. And my daughter still maintains her Christianity, and he does his few little things
So there's compromise. There's compromise in the whole.
They have pretty much decided that they are going to, for the most part, leave religion out of their marriage.
Do you think God's going to leave religion out of it when they pass on to the other side?
No, I don't. And I have to say that I have hopes that someday he will maybe change his thoughts.
How can you change his thoughts if you don't?
And his beliefs.
Objection, speculation, and leading the witness.
I know Chad, so Chad, he's all right. What he's saying, like I know Chad, so he's cool.
Hey.
So, no, I just think, that for now, they're young and they're in love, and they're not planning to have any children for 5 years, and, at some point they're going to have to deal with some other issues as they have children, but I think as he sees what Christianity is about, by being with his wife, by being with his wife's family, that he's,
Amen.
Guys, from my experience, even a bad Muslim knows Christianity, the religion, better than most so-called Christians. I mean, they know the edicts.
They're not practicing either.
True. But even as far as when you ask people, if they've actually, say, read the Bible. I mean, if that's their book, whatever their book is, ask them if they've read it. A lot of, quote-unquote Christians or any other religion, they haven't really read the Bible. They don't really know what's in it. Whereas a good Muslim is striving to memorize the entire Quran, all 6,000 verses. These people are trying to memorize this stuff, and it's pretty poetry. Don't get me wrong. So it's one long poem, but come on, I mean, damn, that's a lot of work. I mean, and some of them do it. Is the thing.
Oh, Chad,
Yeah.
this is
Well, I can tell
where
you,
me
my
and you
son-in-law-
disagree, brother. This is where me and you disagree.
No, it's not where you and I disagree. It's where you and Islam disagree. I'm not involved in this merry-go-round. This is your all's thing. You all go around. You all push it whichever way you think it should go. Go that way.
I know what you believe in, so it's like
nothing. Chad believes in nothing.
And I know you believe in nothing, so that's why I'm just like I was kind of weirded out by that statement that you just made. But anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Well, that's what I'm here to do, Mario, is weird you out, make you uncomfortable.
Well, you didn't make me uncomfortable because I know where I stand. I know where my heart is, and everybody knows my heart is with Jesus Christ. My heart is with Jesus Christ. He's not a prophet. He's our Savior, and that's the thing that I don't agree with Muslims. Like the Muslims, they think of him as a prophet. He's not a prophet. He's a Savior, and that's where the dam just stops the water is flowing, and you put that dam in there, and that's where the water stops flowing.
I hear you, dude, and there's 2 billion Chinese that think you're both stupid. And there's 2 billion Indians who think you're all retarded. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's no winning this belief game because some people believe red is a better color than blue. It's ridiculous. It's ludicrous on its face.
Well, I'm ludicrous. I'm totally ludicrous because Jesus actually spoke to me. So I'm just a total moron, and that's exactly why people at the sheriff's office in Wilson County are having a shit fit right now because I'm cleaning an AR-15 BB gun, of course.
Ooh, I'm scared now.
I don't know, man. Yeah. It's just what I believe in, and what I believe in is right. What,
I don't
of
have to believe.
course,
I've
what
seen
they
it with
what
my
they
own
believe in is right, and it's kind of in a weird way my job. Like Jesus Christ says that that's your as a Christian, your job is to spread the word, because there's a lot of people that don't know the Bible. There's a lot of people that don't know about the Bible.
You're supposed to do it by your example.
And I'm a horrible example of it. Like I'm like a total hypocrite
That's why
of
you
it.
need to clean your own house before you can tell somebody else about their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I truly do hope that
Absolutely right about that, brother. You're absolutely right about that.
they do leave, you know, I hope they can maintain the leaving the religion out of the house and wait and let their kids know about both religions, but let their children decide when they're grown.
And I just pray that the religions, well, actually,
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even
I
gonna
was
go
going
there.
to say, knowing you're from Portugal, I'm going to guess that you're Catholic.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Even though about 95% of the Catholic religion I disagree with, but I am Catholic, and I'm the lone wolf. I'm the lone soldier that is trying to correct the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church needs a lot of correcting.
Well,
So,
you know,
Mario,
it was very... Oh,
you're
go ahead,
telling
Chad.
me-
I'm sorry.
You're telling me, Mario, that you disagree with 98% of all the edicts and dogmas within your own religion, but you still are a fan of it. You still chilling for that change.
But here's the thing. That 5% that I agree with, I need to tell. Like, if I just gave up on the Catholic religion, if I just gave up, like, Catholic religion, they're garbage. I don't even want to fucking deal with them anymore. I'm giving up on them. I'm doing what Jesus Christ doesn't want you to do. Like, Jesus Christ doesn't want you to give up. Like Jesus Christ doesn't want you to give up on them. Jesus Christ wants you to fight for them. And I haven't been. I'll be straight up honest with you. I haven't been to church. I haven't been to a Catholic church in probably, I want to say, at least 3 years. And the last time I talked to my pastor, the Father Bob, I talked to Father Bob. I was like, Father Bob, I don't really agree with you on this. I don't really agree with you on that. Blah blah blah. This and that. Like I tell them, like, I don't agree with you on this. I think this is wrong. And they're just like, all right, well, all right, you don't agree. They just blow it off. They just blow it off like, all right. And
I got a serious question. Has anybody seen my board brush?
What?
No, I'm sorry. I haven't.
I cannot find my board brush. Alright, I'm gonna go.
Man, I ain't in your house, man. How am I supposed to find that shit for you?
Hey, howdy to the dude that's behind truth that we can't see none of y'all.
That is Private Vance.
Hey, what about Kush? Those some pretty big words there, Kush. How come you weren't talking to me like that earlier in chat? What's up, buddy?
Kush bounced. Where is Kush?
Now, Kush is out in the lobby talking shit. What's up? Come on in, Kush.
Oh boy.
Kush, come on in.
But howdy to the guy sitting next to you anyways, Truth.
Wow, what's wrong with him? He looks like a cool ass cat. He's got the American flag.
You can't see him though.
Yeah, somebody got a problem with liberty, Second Amendment, militia. Let's hear it. Talking a lot of shit out in the chat. Come on in, fellas.
Okay, the problem I have with the Second Amendment is that too many people don't understand it. There's my problem with the Second Amendment.
And it's simple.
Yeah. What do you need to understand about the Second Amendment?
It's simple.
Well, I understand it. I'm talking about other people that can't seem to understand it and think that it needs to be oh, it's old and it's outdated and it's this.
Yeah, I hear that.
What? Wait. What did you say? It's old and outdated? Is
Yeah,
that
I
what you
hear
You've
that.
never heard people say that?
Oh.
Yes. That, you know what I tell them?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that that is one of the problems I have with the Second Amendment is that people are ignorant about it.
Yeah, I agree with you because I hear that all the time.
Those are usually the liberal. That's the liberal talking points.
No, it's not just liberals.
This is what I tell them. That Constitution and your human rights is just as much out of date as human beings.
Yeah.
Do you think this is covered under the Second Amendment?
Oh, now I'm scared.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
What is it,
It
pink
looks like
wire?
a jump rope.
Hang on. We'll
It
show
looks like a pink jump rope.
pliers here and hold it with a pair of pliers.
Uh-oh.
Cut the red wire.
Yep, that's the red wire.
Oh,
Next, I don't burn myself.
Yeah, I hear you.
What did you say? It's old and outdated?
Cannon fuse, yeah.
Heard people say that?
It's
Oh.
a quick burning cannon fuse.
I'm
Hey,
not
Brother
saying
G.
that.
Oh, for dynamite?
The problem
Yeah,
is
that's the makings of it.
ignorant about it.
Yeah, I agree with you because
That's the fast stuff. The green stuff is the slow burning stuff.
oh, you terrorist, you.
Dude, I am behind every single American
covered under the
citizen
Second Amendment.
is like they have every single right, and they have every single right to own a gun, bear arms, the whole freaking nine. And it's not about, well, I guess it's kind of sort of about protection against a tyrannical government.
That's
And
exactly what it's
Kinda, sorta.
when
I really couldn't believe he just said that.
you have to be very clear on what's a tyrannical government. And last time I checked, this is pretty close to as tyrannical as you can get.
All right, but it's not
other
just about the
than.
government. If somebody comes to your door and starts beating down your door, you're going to call 911, right? You're not going to pull out your gun. Is that what you're saying?
You're talking about self-defense.
Everything is about protection.
I'm talking about a tyrannical government.
I mean, food and protection. That's all there is. Tell me anything else other than murder, and then you're wrong. You're out.
What's up, my dragon brother? What's up, Jimbo?
Hey, G.
Yeah, but I don't know. I wasn't born in this country, so like I'm pretty sure that the Second Amendment was for against
only
a
one sentence with a
tyrannical
couple of commas.
government. It's against it's the safety on a tyrannical government. When the tyrannical government, and you have to define what a tyrannical government is, and I can't define other than like I don't know, most countries in Latin America, I can't find a better example of a tyrannical government than other than I'm not saying specific, well, I'm trying to beat around the bush.
Hey,
whenever a government tries to
real quick,
come after your guns, that's a tyrannical government. Any government, if it's the state, if it's the country, if it's the world is coming after my guns, that is a tyrannical government.
A tyrannical
sorry
government.
to interrupt the chat, but Alvin, unfortunately, brother, we got 10 in here. I got to leave a space open. I got to have a spot open, brother.
Okay, I'm gone.
Sorry, I'm sorry about that.
Not a problem.
Sorry.
I was just getting ready to say, welcome
Yeah,
to
I
the chat.
gotta. Well, I'm sorry, brother. It's house rules, brother. I gotta have that one spot open. Sorry.
Right on.
Sorry, brother Chad.
No, I just thought it was interesting that someone else new showed up.
Oh, Alvin's been coming in for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Alvin's an old friend, and Alvin, thanks a lot, brother. I just gotta have one spot open for the press.
Well, here in a little while, Alvin can have my spot because it's almost bedtime here in a few more minutes.
If somebody leaves, whoever leaves, Alvin, you get the first spot, buddy. Go ahead.
Since I'm new to all this, can I ask why that is a rule?
That's Google.
Because I gotta have this. I gotta have one spot open for the press.
Oh.
For it to rotate.
Okay.
Fill up. I can't have. I gotta have one spot open for you.
Hey, Truth, can I ask you a question real quick? What is your thoughts on the Second Amendment? What's it for? Truth? You're the militiaman. You got another militiaman right there with you. I don't know if you can hear me, but I was curious.
What's the question, bro, Lance?
What's your thoughts on the Second Amendment? I mean, Mario's got his.
It's pretty
I'm wondering what yours are.
What's the one on this?
What's your take on the Second Amendment?
Pretty simple. It's a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state. The right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. It's nothing more. It's nothing less.
That's what I always say.
Well said, True.
Agreed.
Well said.
Why do some people find that so damn hard to understand?
Because they don't want it believed that way.
Because they don't want to believe it. Exactly.
Antiquated. But yet the other ones they don't consider antiquated.
Because they want to take away your guns. They want to take them away. Them, whoever them are, want to take away your guns. They want to take them away.
Yeah, they're not getting my guns.
Yeah, me
But they're gonna find stormtroopers. They're gonna find stormtroopers.
Let me tell you all
come
something.
over there and take them away.
Listen to this and listen good. They will come in your shit and take your guns. Believe that. Believe that. Fucking believe that. Take that to the bank.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
Take that to the bank. That's all I gotta say. Believe it. Don't believe it. Take it.
That's why you should always not keep all of your eggs in one basket. I only have one rifle out, one shotgun.
There you go.
One pistol. The rest of them, I don't know where they're at.
Exactly. Amen. Amen, David. Well, Dave, you've been around the block, brother. You know how the game is played. You've been around the block. It ain't your first rodeo.
Well, that's why I encourage everybody to practice. And even if you don't use it every day, learn how to use encryption.
And Dave has personal experience, just like myself. He knows what he's talking about. He's been fucking through it like me. He knows. He's gone through it. And they're fucking dragged out for a long time for him. I mean, it's
still there. It's still there.
Dave, how long has this been going on now? Total?
Let's see, since 2010?
Jesus.
2011, something like that.
Jeez. Talking of us.
Dude, it's been going on longer than that.
Well, they took away my permit.
The Brady bill. What was the Brady bill? The Brady bill was to get guns off the streets. There was that, donate your gun. Like all these dudes would donate their guns. They would send over guns to the police department in bucket loads. They would have bucket loads, and then people would just dump guns in these bucket loads. That shit was all in the 90s.
All right. Lance, what do you want to touch on, brother? I know you wanted to touch on something. Truth. You want to touch on something? Chad? Hold on.
I want to hear some stuff from Truth.
Truth, you got to hold it down, Truth.
You mean the little camel boy that sits on his hands?
Yeah.
Well, there's something pretty interesting that happened on Monday, and it kind of filtered on through today. I noticed it on the way to work this morning.
Please tell.
I had some military all over St. Paul. I would imagine they were doing exercises. Some of the headlines made Fox 9. Their headline was military helicopters buzzed Minneapolis, St. Paul with no warning. And there was no warning. A lot of people were wondering what was going on. They had little birds out there. MH6s.
And don't forget to tell them just a couple of nights ago, a low-flying big jet flew right over your house.
I can tell you why they're doing that. It's because they're getting ready to invade Syria. The military is militarizing to invade Syria.
Then why are the police doing it too?
The fuck are they doing in North? Well,
I've been in the military. They're always practicing something.
of course they are. It's true.
Dude, I had
Just
C1,
like Tony
I had
says, there's a lot.
C-130s.
Mario.
C-130s flying over my head.
There's movements all across the states. There's play just like Vegas, just like Tony tells us. There's a lot of movement going on in different states. It's not just Minnesota. It's not just Wisconsin. It's not just West Coast, East Coast. It's the world is responding. It's something's going down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and
Something
it's
is going.
all
Something is going
invading Syria.
Oh, but hey, now, come on now. When you're a militiaman, you want to stand up for the Republic and the people. You get made fun of by people.
Now, who's making fun of who?
Kush. Amsterdam Kush.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I don't know what the fuck that was about. I don't know why the fuck. I don't know where the fuck that came from. I don't know how he got in. That came from left field, brother. I don't know where that came from.
Shit Canadian fucking felon that can't even own a gun. You want to talk shit to me?
Where do you see this?
Truth takes care. Well, slow down, Mario. Slow down. Truth takes care of the external. Well, he views and he scopes out the external, and I'm sure fucking Kush is trolling. Like I said, out of truth, I don't know where that fucking came from. That came from left field. I don't know where. I mean, he's been drinking and.
Where are you seeing it?
Let me say, let me get a big shout outs real quick, guys. There's over 500 views and 500 comments. We're having a good chat tonight. 45 viewers. I knew we'll blow it up tonight, and that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, it's about multiplying, people. It's about multiplying. I've been saying it for the last 2 weeks. There's a lot of different communities out there. Chat Window Warriors. You know, they got the Second Amendment crew over there with G-Webs. There's all different types of communities on here. And let me tell you, just because we sponsor a community doesn't mean we can't spend time with other people in different communities to talk and go over, because I think we're all concerned, civilians, patriots, we're all concerned. We're all concerned where we're at right now, and like I tell everyone, we bleed red, white, and blue. This ain't fucking Russia over here. Chat Window Warriors ain't fucking China. Fucking the survival crew's not in fucking Egypt. We're not in fucking different continents. We are here in America, and we're all fucking one.
Hey Kush, I hoard ammo for people like you. You're nothing but a piece of shit. Now you're out there ripping on G. You got a problem with people that you like to unite? Hey, Kush, why don't you hop into chat here and why don't you answer my questions and be a fucking man? Instead of sitting out and chat like a little coward bitch, like you are, leaving stupid comments. Come on in and talk to a man. Come on, Kush. We want to hear you speak.
You want him in here, dude, really?
Bring him on in. I want to hear this little Canadian felon talk.
He's been drinking, dude.
He's a piece of shit.
I don't want to do this shit.
We'll eat him up.
Alright, well, fuck you, G, never again. What the fuck does he mean by that?
We got too much of this going on the way it is. I ain't gonna put up with some little fucking
I sent
faggot.
an invite out to you, Kush. If you want to come in here and explain yourself, please do. Because I don't know.
Amsterdamster, he's good people. Amsterdamster
I tried
is good
to
people.
bring everyone in together, dude, and, you know, just like my girl Kelly, just give me everyone a minute. This woman Kelly came on the scene. I knew who she was. I knew who she rolled with. I brought her in here like open arms. She said, gee, I got a problem. I had a bad day.
Nice.
A mutual friend. Obviously, it was a misunderstanding. What did I do? I got everyone together.
Amsterdam.
Hold on, Mario, please hold on. Mario, hold on, brother Lou.
Oh, shit.
I bring everyone together. We hash it out. Misunderstanding. I don't promote hate. I don't promote divide. I promote love, and I try to promote everyone. To, you know, we all can't get along. I understand. And I'm not Big Papa Bear, but all I'm saying is that enough with the split, enough with the divisions. enough with the divide.
I'll give
I
you
think
some
that
huh?
if we multiply, who got that background noise? Cheese and crackers.
Not
I
me.
think I know who it is. I know who it is.
I got a comment when you're done.
I took care of it. I love you, cowboy, but God bless it. You got some crazy background. But all I got to say is this, y'all. I love y'all. And, you know, no bartenders came in here because they know fucking I run crazy. I run different shit. I run a different shift. Yo gave me the keys to run it the way I want. Not everyone gets along. That's their choice. We've been having a chat since 12 o'clock noon because we're concerned and we're looking, not so much looking for an answer, but we're trying to bring all of our thoughts, all of our opinions, sort of saying, comments, worries, concerns, solutions. But with the solution is definitely not going to be dividing, talking shit out in the chat room on fucking YouTube. Like, really? Like, really? Why would you want to start shit on YouTube, bro? It ain't worth it, Kush.
Just for
You know,
Hey,
Kush,
Green
you
Dragon.
know, Kush, you know who I am, brother. You know I don't need to say anything, but you know who I am. And you've talked to me more and longer than most. So think about
all I
the
gotta
words
say
you
is this.
choose to me, Kush. Think about the words you choose against me. Just think about it. Go ahead, Corey.
All I gotta say is Green Dragon. It was from 1973 to 1976. That's 4 years. What do you think those dudes were conversating about in those 4 years? We've only been conversating for what, a couple of months? What do you think those dudes from 1973 and 1976 were? Do you think those guys had different? Do you think those guys had
Fucking
different
right.
opinions
I was
Fucking
there.
in
I
4
know what you're
years?
talking about.
Mark, hold on. Let him answer, Mario.
Oh, me? Yeah, I was there. You want to know what we were talking about? We were talking about Vietnam.
Vietnam, 1973, 1970. You don't think those dudes had different opinions, different fucking
Yes,
bullshit?
sir. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
So we're just doing the same exact thing that we're doing, that they
Sure.
did back in. We're just living the spirit of Green Dragon, because Green Dragon's in Boston, I think. They were doing the same fucking things, man. They were just sitting there, sitting around a bar, getting fucking cocked,
That's
and
right,
just
man.
talking about fucking bullshit.
B, I knew what we're gonna have. I knew we were gonna have some high numbers tonight. I knew what. I mean, you know what I was shooting for, and I'm trying to bring us all together. And everyone knows Miss Kelly. They know where she goes. They know where she hangs out at. And you don't play guilty by association. We all, like I said, for the most part, we get along. Shit, there's fucking bartenders that don't get along. But hey, we're all fucking similar, like people, and we all bleed red, white, and blue, baby. And when the fucking shit hits the fan, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I'm not going to help you because you hang out there on a Monday or Sunday night. Oh, I'm not going to hang out with you because you hang out there on a Tuesday night. Really? Really? So everyone just think about, before you speak and before you think out loud and start blabbering, think about the words you choose. Because some of us, can't really think when we're fucking 30 cases back, on a 32 case. I mean, it's just, some people can't help what they say. It's not them. It's the beer talking, I hope.
Well, I was going
You got to overlook that. You got to overlook at that shit. We had a problem Saturday night. Remember, Truth? Or what was it? Friday night we had a problem, similar problem.
Yeah, that's what kind of surprises me. Because Kush sat in chat today for about 5-6 hours and had no problem. It must be the alcohol talking now.
It's the alcohol talking, dude. I mean, Kush. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people. He rubs a lot of people the wrong way. He's a friend of mine. I love the guy, no matter what. He knows where I come from, but for him to come on and instigate and say some shit like that, you keep your thoughts to yourself. I don't want to fucking hear it. Nobody's disrespecting Canada. Nobody's talking about Canada. Nobody disrespects Canada. I haven't heard one fucking chat that we disrespected.
Yeah, you want to sit and you want to sit and rip on the Second Amendment and liberty lovers and militiamen, just feel free to put your address in down below there. Just
Tell
feel
him
free.
tell him to stop talking to Americans. Just tell him to stick to his own.
Back that mouth up. Put the address in.
Anyway, let's move on. 52 viewers. Like I said, thank you all for coming in, Crazy G's chat. Much love. We're here at the Dragon on a Tuesday night. Brother Jimbo, talk to me, brother. What's going on?
Yeah, Brian McCowan's in. He just gave away an SKS or something like that a couple days ago, so that's pretty cool.
Shit.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's giving away the Altoid 10s, and if you got the golden ticket, he drew the names from the golden ticket. So.
Damn. Jimbo, you want to do some shout-outs for us, brother?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
all
know
that
that.
great at it, but we can see if we can.
Well, I know you
play
haven't
thing to
done
work
it in
here.
a while. I know you haven't done it in a
Oh,
while.
10-round Patriot, Johnny Master, Arms Done, Son of the Republic, Solar Savage, and third options out there trolling. Southern
trolling.
Style, 357, Joel Quantum Heart Logic, Sonoran Desert Prepper, he's out there.
What's up,
10-round Patriot, Son of the Republic, Callie M, of course, Amsterdam, Mindy, Patriot Angel, Croatian Forge, Clone Drone 762 Slave, Caregiver, is that Jim McKay, Six Man One? That goes back a few of them. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Absolutely. All 50 viewers. Like I said, I knew we were going to have some high numbers tonight. We were plugging along, Jimbo, since noon. We've been rocking and rolling, and Truth's been dropping some hammers. Chad was like a little 5-year-old under his Christmas tree.
I don't want to get all nostalgic and stuff like that, but you think about it. You think about the Green Dragon for a second.
Mario.
Now, the Green Dragon was an actual bar. It was an actual bar in Boston, and 1776. Imagine somebody like me could go back in time and go back to 1776 and walk into the Green Dragon Tavern, sit at the bar, grab a brewski, and just sit there and freaking vent out about how government's all fucked up.
And nobody would. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead,
I'm listening.
I was going to say nobody would understand you because you'd be speaking Portuguese.
That was a good one. But yes, the Green Dragon was a public house. It was used as a tavern.
They'd be like,
it was used as a tavern and a meeting place located on Union Street in Boston, North End. Correct.
So they would be like, yeah, you're carrying on the lineage. Come over here and go. They probably give me a musket and a fucking blue coat and freaking be like, all right, you're in the front lines, buddy. And I'd be like, huh? Front lines? Fuck, I want to be a general. I don't want to be in the front. Well, I guess if I had to, hey, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. Fucking line up, and I'm in the fucking front lines.
I want to go check out the Green Dragon now. The 22,000 square foot museum.
You know, dude, that shit's in fucking Boston. I can go up. I can take a half an hour drive up to Boston and fucking see the Green Dragon whenever the fuck I want. But I'd rather.
Yeah, go check it out for us.
Well, the museum's in California. This one, not so sure, Mario. Sorry, buddy, but this one's in California, buddy.
You don't have a Green Dragon? No, there's definitely a Green Dragon.
I'm talking about the museum. I'm talking about
Boston.
No, sir. I'm talking about the museum, sir. Sorry.
Why is the museum in California when the place is in Boston?
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find that out.
Right here, damn cowboy.
Truth.
I might have to take the Freedom Trail.
Mario. Go ahead, Cal.
My messages kind of ran together there at the bottom, but right after I said welcome to Mutt, there was a sentence there for you. I just wanted to make sure you saw it.
How about some fun stuff? Anybody been watching the Evolve Me shoot videos?
A couple of them. I saw the one that they blew up, that nice little manhole they made, that one hole where they rounded up. Yeah, I saw that little manhole.
Yeah, they had a problem with the exploding targets. Apparently, they decided to do the big one first, and it rattled all the neighbors, and they asked them not to do anymore. So.
Oh, where do they do this? Eddie Williams Land, or?
I don't know.
Huge explosion.
It's like a campsite in some place, but it has to be out of town somewhere. But I don't know how far away from Duluth it is. But it sounded like they had a good crew. It looked like almost a dozen guys, and blew up a lot of shit. And so it was a good time, I bet.
Who's in here? What's up, Brother Mutt? How you been, brother? You got in? Earth calling the Mutt. Damn, what's going on here?
Don't forget that address. Joel Cole, big tough guy.
Oh boy.
Don't even
George Washington, man, don't fall for that shit.
Don't worry about it, dude. It's all good. Everything's all good. All right.
A plane ticket as a fucking asset.
It's all good. Now back to this. Like I said, I'm sorry I missed out for a little bit, but I had to give little man his last dosage of his meds, man. Hopefully he starts breathing a little bit better, which he has. But that respiratory virus, man, that a 2-year-old, man, it sucks to see that on a dad, man, when you can't help him. He can't really tell you. I mean, he's talking, but he can't really tell you what's wrong, and it sucks. I like to go in there at nights and listen to him breathe. Some nights are worse than others, but tonight was better, thank God. But
it's called asthma.
Actually, no, dickhead. It's called croup.
Well, that's even worse.
Yeah, I told you. Remember when I told you little man had to go to the ER? I don't think I told you. Yeah, I had to take him at the ER, like 4 in the morning last week. Couldn't breathe, like literally. He was like, like literally trying to. It was bad, dude. When you listened to it, dude, you were like, she was crying. She was a mess. She was about to lose it.
Is your son better?
Yeah, they gave him steroids to take, but they can't really give you. They couldn't really give him anything because it's 2 years old. It's not like he can take cough medicine, or it's got to run through its course. That respiratory virus, it's a virus, and it has to run through its course. You can't give a 2-year-old shit, except for
as long as he gets better, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah, no doubt. It's scary, man. That's why I get so. That's why I get so loud on that Ebola and that fucking. Just like there's no cure for it. There's no cure, no matter what they say. I don't know what they've been telling you, but that's why I'm so crazy on getting tested before they come over, dude. It's crazy shit.
Trouble with the Ebola, if they can be a carrier, they gotta be watched for like 3 weeks or something to make sure they don't have it, unless they got a test that they can run.
Well, Kelly studied. Kelly was doing the study. She brought out the numbers to us. I mean, Africa is pretty much the main target. I mean, and I was telling people, Jim, these 10,000 college students, before they brought them over, would it be a big fucking problem to get them tested before they came over? What's the problem with that?
Well, a lot of times when you're traveling, you have an immunization record or some shit. They want to give you shots and shit. So part of their visa, it has to be some sort of pre-inspection or whatever.
It's the state. It's the State Department. The State Department is what controls that type of shit.
The trouble with Ebola, unless they have some kind of a test for it, that if you don't have symptoms, you could be carrying for some time before you get symptoms,
Yeah.
With that, though, they could have put them into quarantine for 3 weeks or so to make sure, before letting them come to the country. I know that, when my husband was supposed to be traveling to I can't even tell you where because I don't remember where he was supposed to be traveling to. But I mean, he was supposed to be getting all these immunizations and everything. He was supposed to get a malaria one and.
Can you tell us what he said, Kel, if you don't mind? I mean, not to the T, but can you give us like a general?
In regards to what?
To all the stuff that he had to go through and take and yada yada.
You know, he's used to it. He hates having to get the immunizations when he's going places, but you know, he'd rather take the like malaria immunization than get malaria. You know, and I think that one was after he got back. He would have had to do it, but wherever he was going, the trip got canceled.
Wow.
And like the other, you know, one of the nice things about his job was he was supposed to be going to the Ukraine for a while there. They had some trips planned to the Ukraine, and since hell broke loose there, he doesn't have to go there, so I'm glad of that.
Yeah. No doubt.
Hey, G.
Yes, sir.
Did that fix it?
What's our brother, Mike? What picture, Mike? Did you put in the internal, Mike?
I said, did that fix it?
Did we fix what, bro?
Oh,
yeah, everything's.
background?
No. You should be good, Mike.
No, me.
Who's talking right now?
Cowboy.
No, it's better. It's better than it was, Cowboy. You're better.
I put my headset on.
Oh, you're better, brother. Thank you, Cowboy.
Appreciate it.
What you got to say about all this, brother? I know you've been quiet tonight. You got anything you want to add on to all this, Cowboy, or you just?
Well, no, I'm pretty fed up with my dick kind of speaks for itself.
I'm sorry, Cowboy. You didn't come in there clear. What's up, brother? Repeat that.
I said, well, my picture kind of speaks for itself.
Oh, I don't got your picture on. That's probably why.
When I talk, it comes up on the screen.
Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah, I think everything that's going on is it's happening, but in certain degrees.
Right.
I've learned that if you watch the media, if it's on the media too long, it becomes as a distraction.
Yeah.
It's still happening, but
like Joe Colorado was saying.
Yeah.
Joe Colorado was saying all about those distractions.
Yeah. But don't discredit nothing, even if you don't believe it, because it might sneak up right in.
Just hold on, JoJo. Just bear with me, bro. Is Joe Colorado talking shit to you, Drew?
Oh, there's a couple of people talking shit, but hey, that's all right. That's just the ignorant ones that don't understand, man. You can't.
Well, I don't want. Joe wants to come back in, and I'm not having him come back in with a bunch of riffraff. I'm not tolerating nothing tonight. And I speak for.
And I speak. Connect, man. Go ahead.
Well, if he's got something to say, I mean.
Oh, that's not a very good idea.
Oh, bring him on in. If he's got something.
No, because then nobody will be able to talk.
Yeah, I got control of this. I can inject people too now. I got keys to this motherfucker. I opened it, and I can shut it down. And I can shut whoever I want down if they get out of line. So can Brother Jim. Jim's down my back.
Free speech, come on in.
You goddamn right.
I just don't want a bunch of drunk fucking.
You guys want to deal with Joe Colorado?
No, you don't want to deal with Joe. You don't want to.
When you can get kicked out.
Yeah, exactly. People are gonna laugh about this. And all the people that know Joe Colorado, I mean, he's good people. He's God bless him. He's a good fucking man. I got nothing. I love him, but when he gets faded, dude, he's another person, dude. He's another fucking person. He's not the same person. And I don't want Kelly to be disrespected I don't want anyone on here to be disrespected. This is our fucking chat. And it's my fucking...
That's it. That's all it boils down to. This is your chat, brother. Do what you gotta do.
Well, it's not my chat. It's the Dragon's chat, and it's the people's chat. You know, that's who we do this for. We do it for the people, but the same thing is we need to respect another one, and we need to respect and give the person respect the view his views and voice his opinions, and not disrespect a fucking patriot, not disrespect another man or another woman because you feel a different way.
Oh, he's gonna disrespect.
If you don't like, I know he is, brother. If you don't like what people are saying, just turn the fucking channel. You don't need to get back on here and start disrespecting people, getting on YouTube. I know Chad is used to it because Chad goes through this on his Twitter all day, every day. Some days are a little bit mild than others. Am I right, Chad?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Joe Colorado, I love him to death, but he has a very, very short leash. Very short leash.
Very short. So do I.
You know,
even shorter.
You know what kills me?
Oh, have a leash. Come on in.
What's up, cowboy?
You know what kills me? I got all the respect in the world for the armed forces. That means the civilians, the militia, and the acknowledged armed forces. Because you know what? This is for all the non-believers. The regulated militias, they're different than the military armed forces for the United States government. And I don't believe it.
Cowboy, you coming in like shit, brother. You got to come out of this call and come back in. You sound bad, dude. Real bad.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Come back and come back in, and I'll lower you when you come back in, because you
real soft.
Just
it
exit.
sounds like a busted diaphragm in the microphone.
Yeah, exit the call, and I'll lower you when you come back in, because you're real.
Okay, I'll put it back the way it was, and then you do your magic.
Okay, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, talking about technical difficulties, trying to watch YouTube, I keep getting that black screen with the error occurred. Has other people been having that problem?
It happens during upgrades.
Yeah, I can't screen share nothing.
I can't watch anything.
Shout outs to you, my brother. I hope Mama's getting better. If you're listening, we love you, brother. I hope like I said, I hope Mama's doing good. I hope you're doing good. Keep everything straightened out, and
if anybody's heard from Kansas, Hillary Prepper.
No, I haven't heard from Kansas, and that's
tomorrow, Wednesday, the Kansas DT hour, that's supposed to be on at 2 Central, so watch for that.
Yep, I'm sure Stinger will fucking call me and we'll set it up if Kansas is not in the mood. I know last week he jumped in for a little bit, but he was tired. And Kansas, we love you, brother. You're in our prayers, as always, still. We hope you feel better, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. And like I said, shout outs to the Dragon, of course. I don't see anyone on here but Jim, and I kind of knew that before going into it. I know everyone runs the shift. Everyone runs their shift a little bit different.
Did you have another Dragon open earlier or something like that?
I did in that chat, and that one got all jacked up because Mario's chat fucking got intertwined with the Dragon. No, not you. Your chat. Remember when I was starting the chat and I kept on going into your chat? Remember?
No.
Well, everybody else.
Well, yeah, if you say so.
That's all right. Everybody else remembers. You remember someone else. Remember?
I remember.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly, for being here again. Jim, have you met Kelly?
Yeah, I've seen her here before. I'm glad you're with us. So. Well, the reason why I was asking is because it says when I went to the Dragon page, it's joined video hangouts. It says that there's still a chat going with 4 other people in it, but in addition to this one, I don't know.
No, just
I think Ghost.
I might have sent you an invite.
But what I was trying to say, Mario, was
everybody.
I was just trying to say, Mario, your chat. I got your chat and the Dragons link mixed up, and every time I was sending out the links to the Dragon, it was going to your chat, your private chat. That's all. That's all I was trying to say. No, it's not your fault. It was probably my fault. I probably fucking copied your link, and then I advertised it on the Dragon. I probably did it like that, or we'll say, but it's all good. We got it figured out. Everybody's in. And not only that, Kelly joined us, but she also joined the Green Dragon community. She's been hanging strong. She's been hanging strong with us all week. She's becoming an NRA pistol trainer. Is that right, Kelly?
Pistol instructor, yeah. I'm hoping.
You'll get it.
I've overcome my biggest mentality problem. I was psyching myself out on a very, I know you guys can shoot, some of you are such astronomical shooters from listening to you.
I've seen her target. She's got a good shot.
For me though, I've been shooting for less than a year, and so
That's awesome.
Do not have the distance that a lot of you guys have, and I'm very envious, and you guys have set. I take challenges from people just like they say, "Oh, I can do this," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm going to do it now too." You know?
Kelly, I've seen your target, and I tell you what, you have a good shot, and I've seen your shot against a lot of other guys, and let me tell you, sweetie, you can hold your own. Okay?
She got mad.
She can hold her own, but she's got a good shot on her, boy.
That she does.
If Mule was in here, he would. I tell you what, if she doesn't mind me telling this, she's got a pretty CZ, boy, with some pretty rosewood grips.
Thank you. Man. I don't mind you talking about my beautiful gun.
She's got good taste, Brother Mutt. She's got good taste.
That reminds me of the one ad. You know, they said something like, "What a good woman with fishing boats," and picture of fishing boat.
I wouldn't want to break in her house. I'll tell you that much. I would not want to break in Miss Kelly's house. That's for sure.
I just don't want to walk the damn stairs getting there.
That's good, Kelly. I'm so happy for you. That's great stuff. And I wish a lot of women like yourself would take the time to educate, because that's what Kelly did. She educated herself. And she's from the old school. She has a pen and a pad, and she writes everything down, just like me. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
I have all kinds of notes here from different stuff we've been talking about.
Look at that, Miss Cal. I got Mutt's notes. Look at that. And pad all day. All day, baby. That's me. Y'all think I'm bullshitting. All day.
I
beg different, man.
I did decide, though, I'm getting a bigger notebook.
Oh, shit, I got about 30 of them. I fucking collect them. My kids buy little Redskins notebooks for them. Someone's got a bad feedback. I'll find out who that is. I think I found out. No? It's not Cowboy. Check. Yep, that was Mutt. Sorry, Mutt. You know what to do, Mutt. You know how to fix it. You know what to do. And if you don't get back in, I'll get you back in. But you know what to do. Just freshen up your line.
Yeah, Tactical Tony was doing a review of his Camelback insert thingy. So like it holds 3 liters or 100 ounces, and I commented 100 ounces of Jameson. That sounds good.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a nice little pack that T got. Damn, that feedback is killing.
But man, I'm checking out Governor right now, man. Governor is all sorts of gearing up, man. You got fucking guns slinging out left and right.
No, I don't. I've only cleaned one gun. I'm cleaning a second one.
What are you talking about?
Dude, look at Governor, man. Governor has got.
Who's Governor? Oh, you talking about Mr. Sardi?
He's the
Mr.
governor.
Sardi.
He's the governor. He's the governor.
He is. He's the mayor. S-A-R-T-I. If anyone doesn't know Dave Sardi, you guys are sleeping behind the wheel. Mr. Dave Sardi.
I'm just doing
the one and only Dave Sardi.
Look,
The one and only.
you only seen me clean one gun, and now I'm cleaning a second. And then all of a sudden, I get guns coming out the water.
Yeah. I saw you freaking cleaning out your whatever the hell the rifle you had.
Yeah.
So, Dave, out of your bug out bag, like Truth was asking, and I want to bring up this topic. We all have our bug out bags, yada yada. What is the most unique thing you have in your bug out bag?
In mine, nothing. Nothing's unique.
Nothing unique, like such as a certain type of tool maybe that you might need, and you know how we all have our favorite tool.
Pretty standard multi-tool, flashlights, fire starters, shelter making stuff. A hammock, maybe it's one of those double unit. Who makes that? It's got a 450-pound rating, and it's a two-person hammock. So that might be unique.
What about, I like Truth's idea. Truth was talking about a raft, water raft. You hear about that, Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just depends on your locale. Of course, that might not, well, I don't know. We were talking about the people out there in Arizona not needing it, but the weather lately, they might.
Well, then you got a person like me that lives 3 miles from the Chesapeake Bay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I live like literally 3 miles from the Chesapeake Bay, man, and I'll tell you what, that
didn't the Chesapeake Bay get washed away in that movie 2012? You're supposed to be dead, aren't you?
No, that's California. That's Pacific.
No, Washington D.C. An aircraft carrier.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the Potomac River. That's the Potomac River. But anyhow, it all runs. You know, I told you, Dave. I told you. I live in Red Code, brother. I live fucking 25 miles from the White House. I live in Red Code. Literally.
You're close enough to ground zero that if Russia somebody decided to nuke us.
I told you guys 9/11. I went right after the buildings fell, and there was a scene that I'll never forget in my life. You want to talk about unity and bringing people together? Huh. Wow. If 9/11 didn't bring people together, I don't know what did. I tell you.
Yeah, the problem is it only brought us together for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dave. And then everybody went back to their busy lives because everyone's too busy to. Yep, good point. Everyone gets back.
I'll tell you my 9/11. My 9/11. I was in Pennsylvania, and I was just like, "Where do I sign up? I'm ready to go fucking kill me some fucking Hajis. I'm ready to fucking kill me some fucking Arabs. I'm ready to go."
How old are you?
I was like, 22, 23 years old.
Okay.
And then she went
I didn't think you were that old. Or I thought you were older than that.
Well, wait a minute. Well, let me think about it.
It happened 13 years ago. 13 years ago is
so I was 23, and I remember talking to my mom, and I'm like, "Ma, it's fucking World War III." Like, I called my mom, like, "Ma, did you just see what happened on the TV?" She's like, "Yeah, I just saw what."
What were you doing, Dave? What were you doing
I was driving a dump truck load of rock to Knoxville, Tennessee. I heard about it on the CB, and I was passing by my exit here at the house. So I pulled into the house in the dump truck, and my mom was watching Kenneth Copeland, and I said, "Change the channel to the news." And she says, "No, I'm watching the preacher." I said, "Get over and turn the news on. We're under attack." Yeah, she says, "No, we're not." And finally, I got the remote out of her hands and flipped it on the news. And it wasn't just a few seconds after that, the second plane hit.
Dude, I wanted to kill every single Muslim on this planet. That was my mentality.
Chad, what were you doing on 9/11?
I was a truck driver, and I was on a dock at Santa Rosa, California.
Wow.
Loading so I didn't see the pictures and stuff till the next day.
Yeah.
But I too, and I'm not a flag waving type person, but I remember being affected the same way, to where my first impulse was, whoever did this, whoever is responsible for this, there shouldn't be a ground invasion. We should just turn them to glass. Stop fucking around. You know, for every building you destroy of my country, I will take one of your cities. That's the way I would operate. But hey, that's me, you know. So, but I remember feeling that way too for, you know, a couple of weeks or however long the spell lasted. Then I started thinking, and then there was a problem after that.
Yep. It was like, for me, it was like 2004. 2004, that's when I started like, wait a minute. The shit just doesn't add up. It just don't add up. How did Building 7? Building 7, well, first of all, it was Building 7.
I saw Building 7 get hit.
Hit with what?
Hit with what?
It got hit by Tower 2.
You saw it live?
We went through this.
It was the, hang on, the North Tower. Which tower was the North Tower? 1 or 2?
I think that's 1, but what's the
Okay,
difference?
when Trade Center 1 came down, the one with the big antenna on top, when it was almost down to the top slid off and wiped out the whole bottom floors of World Trade Center 7.
The whole bottom
I have to disagree with you on that.
Well, I seen it. I seen it from the helicopter shot, and that makes more sense to me than because I saw the picture.
So how did Building 7 still stand?
Happened. They didn't have time to fake it. I saw the picture of the building. They were showing pictures from different angles. And after the dust cleared, and right after the dust cleared, they showed the front of Building 7, and the whole bottom floors of it were gone from that side, from the other side.
Completely
There was no damage, but the side facing the towers was gone. The whole bottom floors of that building were wiped out.
So 7 hours later, the building collapses?
After enough. Okay, there were 3 emergency organizations in that building. There was FEMA, there was the New York City Police Department, and one other, the Transit Authority was in that building. They all had backup generators. Each of those backup generators carried 2,000 gallons of diesel fuel to power their generators. When that much fuel burnt, the weight heated the steel and the building came down. Same thing happened at the World Trade Center.
In a symmetrical demolition kind of a thing.
Our government was involved, but it was by allowing those terrorists in here, because we knew they were here, we knew they were training, and nobody did thought about it. That was the screw up nobody talks about. We knew they were here; they were being watched.
Well, see,
you're right. You was right about that. And the best documentary I've ever seen on that was the National Geographic documentary. I got the DVDs. It was a 2-part, and dude, they show fucking people jumping out of the buildings, smashing into cars, and the whole fucking 9.
Mario, that was fucking an inside job. That was.
Of course it was.
That was our government bringing our country down.
I was going to ask if Green Dragon was, or if G was going to pull up the.
What do you need, babe? What's up, Cal? What do you need, Cal?
I was wondering if you were going to pull up the picture that we were looking at earlier today.
Which one, hon?
The one that Truth, where we could see the flashes in the building.
She's talking about the squids going off on Building 7.
Yeah, dude.
I must have went out and got lunch. Mario, chill. I was getting some lunch when Truth was doing that.
Oh, okay.
Truth, are you still on, brother?
Here.
I think Chad will get screen share, Chad.
Well, no, I'm not doing that. I dropped it on the internal chat, and I can drop
Dude,
it on the external.
I've seen it 100
I'll
times.
screen share it. I'll screen share. Why? Let me.
I had never seen it until today.
I'll get it to you. I got it, Kim. I got it for you.
Yeah,
I can show
yeah,
you.
put it out there.
I got it. I got it. I got it. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right, you ready, Cal?
Yeah.
There's a lot of unanswered questions.
Mario,
at
hold on.
9/11.
Mario, hold on, please.
I saw that.
Dude, I've seen this hundreds of times.
Mario, other people haven't, dude. Chill out.
Yeah, I just found it very fascinating because I had never seen it before.
There you go, Cal.
Okay, now let me show you this. Let me get it ready before I show it to you.
I'm already explaining.
This is a simple thing of powder. When I squeeze it, poof, poof, poof. Is that an explosion?
Explosion in your hand.
Well, that was right there was the same time. I mean, there's no tell. There might have up there. Could have been demolitions in there. I mean, FEMA and Port Authority. They
Hey,
might have
watch,
kept.
Dave. Look at these flames. Look.
Explosions come out of the building.
What happened? Oh man, I missed that shit up. I missed it.
Well, you saw it 1,000 times.
Dude, yeah, I've seen it hundreds of times. I don't know. This is the new.
It could have been a vapor explosion.
No.
David, what do you?
No. Fuck no.
I want
Fuck
to know how your explanation of how all the core columns could have blown at the precise same moment.
No.
How astronomical of a coincidence that this could have occurred so that this building would fall at free fall speed, defying the laws of physics, by the way. How do you think that could have happened with your explanation?
Because
From
I have
no
looked for
plane.
an explanation.
Mario, let Dave answer, dude. You gotta let Dave talk. Please, don't interrupt people.
No, well.
Chill out. Chill out. Go ahead, Dave. You can answer.
First off, that little explosion, that little pop, could have been anything. What was in that office? You have to pull up the floor pan, find out what was in that office.
That's not the question. That's not what is in the office is not the question, David. I'm asking
The weight
how
of
could
the building would have brought it down. It exploded.
the weight of the building.
And from the picture I saw of the other side of the building, before it fell, the whole center section of the bottom of that building was ripped out by the North Tower when it fell. And see that flash right there? That could have been anything. What was on that floor? And if I was demolishing something, that's not where the demolition would be. It would be all along the whole bottoms. You've seen those things go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, like they did on the first and second
There's
tower.
not just one explosion.
I
There's a series of timed explosions on a demolition.
Yeah, they're called squibs.
The squibs are the ones used to cut steel.
Exactly.
There's others.
More precisely, what do you use to cut steel? Thermate, which was what was left in the molten pools for months afterward. Do you think that's just coincidence, or how do you think the thermate got there?
They use directional charges to cut steel. They're shaped like triangles. All they are is high-speed explosives, and they're shaped like a triangle. They tape it to it, and there's no molten nothing. There's no thermite in a demolition.
But there was pools of it left in World Trade Center, right?
Well, there was a lot of aluminum in that building. Aluminum, when it melts, can look just like thermite. Maybe there was magnesium in that. Who knows what they were? They could have been a laboratory in there. What if there was some kind of lab for some company that built crazy crap and it was in there? That's what I say. What was in that office that blew up before it blew up?
Whatever it was completely irrelevant when you talk about 47 steel columns that are so thick, so massively thick. I mean, for them all to fail simultaneously on both buildings at the same time. That is, on 3 buildings, one of them which wasn't hit by anything.
I go back to act of God.
Well, then that means you don't know.
It means
It's
you don't
like-
either.
It's like Forge was saying out in the chat. A company was coating the inside of with thermite and isolating paint in the offices on the walls. That's like what we were talking about earlier today, Chad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I do believe that.
I don't have enough evidence to scream whether it was a explosion or what. So I can't say.
All right. Understandable. But let me ask you this, David. Have you at least
Nobody
looked
else
at...
can.
Well, that's not exactly true. Have you looked at people like the 9/11 architects and engineers? Have you looked at their
Yes, I've
information?
listened to them.
Okay, so I mean, when you've got, I don't know how many thousands now of architects and engineers that clearly state this violates every law of physics known to man, what do you say to all of them? I mean, are they all wrong? Are they got all this physics is wrong?
Well,
And
I
your
say
theories, right?
the architects that built the building said exactly how it happened. They
The
made a
pancake
computer
theory?
model of it, and it makes sense.
Makes sense. All right.
I mean, heck, it makes just as much sense to me as God took his thumb and pushed him down.
Well, that makes no sense. So,
Well,
I mean, that,
you don't believe in God, so therefore, what I'm arguing with a empty vessel.
well, I mean, are you truly arguing that God put his thumb on the building, and that's just as likely what's happened as the
man, this
thermal
shit ain't
structure
working.
failed under a controlled demolition? Because I mean, I'm leaning more towards the controlled demolition than
I saw no control.
Wait a minute. I'm not on mute anymore. Shit. All right, sorry.
You're all good, brother.
everything just froze up. So I don't know.
Go ahead, Mario. Mario,
dude,
go
I
ahead.
was about to
Chad,
post
go
a
ahead.
comment. Dude,
Go ahead, Mario.
Go ahead,
Building 7 is the ultimate smoking gun on 9/11 because other than World Trade 1 or World Trade 2 collapsed, well, that is suspect in itself, but Building 7 is, what was it, like a 42, 45, 50...
47-story building.
27-story building.
47, yeah.
47.
47-story building that just happened coincidentally to just collapse on itself.
Nobody's saying that. Nobody said
Dude,
that.
just look at Homeboy's video right here. What is it, Green Dragon? That's G.
What are you talking about, bro?
He's just now catching up to the video I posted that
Oh,
he
yeah,
saw
yeah, yeah,
100 times.
Dude, I've seen that millions of times. I've seen the Seattle Dome.
I got my own opinion, and I agree with Chad, and, you have to understand, bro.
Dude, that was a controlled
No.
demolition.
I feel what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say, bro, I'm not just talking about this. Forget 9/11. What I'm trying to say is, Mario, think about how much shit these people put, like Chad said, in everyone's heads, dude. It's
all right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about this situation. I'm just talking about overall, like.
Oh man, you talking
Read
about
between
the
the
whole
lines, brother. I read between the
conspiracy
lines. Read like what you
theory
and I have been talking about for the last week, bro. The Denver airport. Let's talk about the Denver airport. This shit's been drawn
You
out.
talking about the murals?
I'm talking about everything, brother. It's been fucking blasted out years ago. Everything is on paper, sort of say.
Well, you have to understand how these because believe it or not, they are psychopaths. They're fucking nutbags.
Right.
You have to understand how.
I'm with you. I'm listening.
You have to understand how nutbags think.
Right.
Nutbags, they love to, like a murderer. A murderer loves to portray like, all right, I'm gonna kill this person. Like that's how they get their rocks off.
Sure.
So you don't think people that are in power aren't like nutbags? You don't think the people in power are nutbags and be like,
oh, there's a lot of nutbags.
I'm just a psycho murderer.
Right,
that I'm gonna portray that shit.
I'm listening, brother.
You gotta catch me, bro. You ain't gonna catch me. You don't think these psycho people, the murderers, the serial murderers,
they're nuts.
Call the police station, be like, yeah, you can't catch me. I'm about to kill 4 or 5 people. You think you don't catch me? You don't think the people in power, the people that are presidents, people that are vice president, you don't think those people have the same mentalities? Yes, they do have those same mentalities.
Right.
And yes, they will do these type of atrocities.
Right.
And yes, they will do whatever. Like, they're just evil. They're just evil individuals. I'm not saying who those individuals are, because I can't tell you who those evil individuals are, because that's how psycho murderers work, man. Psycho murderers.
All right, let's move on to another. Okay, let's move on, please, if you don't mind, Mario. Let's move on to another topic. Oh, jeez, Louise, where's that coming from?
Next subject.
Yeah, please, let's talk about something else.
Hold
on, let me get this background noise, because someone's got a major...
Hope it ain't me.
Just bear with me, if you don't mind. Yeah, I took care of it. Sorry, Cowboy. I had to mute Cowboy because that noise was getting really loud, and I couldn't hear any of the panelists. I couldn't hear anyone talking. All I heard was that loud vacuum noise. God, Chad must be back there smiling like, yay, it's not me for the first time. It's not me.
Dude, they're a psycho.
Mario, let me have the floor, please. Let's talk about something else other than murders. We pretty much get the gist of it. We understand. Go ahead, Cal. What do you want to bring up?
Oh, I was going to say, I just was perusing some news while you guys were talking and everything. And I hadn't realized that this was the anniversary, or that we were close to the anniversary of the Navy Yard shooting. And of course, that is breaking. Obama called for more gun control on the anniversary of the Navy Yard shooting.
Wow.
Yeah. Another.
Good point, Kel. So many people forgot about that already. You're right. Because 9/11 is.
Yeah. His statement was, 1 year ago, our dedicated military and civilian personnel at Washington Navy Yard were targeted in an unspeakable act of violence that took the lives of 12 American patriots. As a military wife, let me just say, if our military members were allowed to be armed on base, there would have been 12 deaths. He goes on, and then, his going down to one of the final paragraphs of what he said is, today we must do the same, rejecting atrocities like these as the new normal and renewing our call for common sense reforms and respect our traditions while reducing the gun violence that shatters too many American families every day. Nice distraction from, the commentator writes, nice distraction from ISIS, Ebola, Ukraine, Benghazi, the IRS, and the multitude of other important issues facing our country and this administration. So, yeah, let's push for more gun control so that we can forget about...
That's what it's all about. Just like the Cat in Denver, just like the movie theaters, just like... It's all about gun control, Cal.
Oh,
that's what it boils down to. They just want control of everything. They want us to have slingshots, not even.
I'm a firm believer of gun control.
I'm sorry?
I want to control my gun.
I'm a believer of gun control. You should be able to hit your target every time.
That's right.
It's working.
There you go with that noise again.
They can keep talking about gun control, and I'm going to keep making ammo.
Good for you.
It only takes one well-placed round. Too bad my eyes are going bad. I ain't nowhere near as good as I used to be. Age has got the best of me.
Let's see what we got. I got to get some room in here for some bartenders. I'm going to get some chats going on, some links here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we got 7 heads. We got 3 spots open. Anybody wants to jump in, bartenders? I left some room in here for us. I left 3 spots open, bartenders. Bartenders, bartending call, all bartenders. Whoever wants to come in, I got 3 seats open. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who, me?
Lance,
I said, tell Mindy to
you got
come
your
in.
spot back too, Lance, if you're listening. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's on the table? What we got on the table? Drew? Yeah. Jimbo, what are we? What's on the table?
9/17 is Constitution Day, so make a note of it. Talk to people about the Constitution.
9/17. Yeah, I was talking to Kelly earlier about. I was talking about homeschooling. You know, just because of all the crazy stories we hear in the school, not just from the shootings, but just everything overall. And I know a couple of my friends, you know, on here do homeschooling. You know, my kids, you know, are at that age right now where I could do it, and you know, one's 6 and the other one's 2. Obviously, the 6-year-old's in 1st grade, but who here thinks that homeschooling has its benefits over obviously public schools, or the negatives? Anybody want to chime in? Kel, if you want to, I know you got personal experience from it. If you want to open it up and chime in what you think between, well, you know what we were talking earlier, Kel, about homeschooling and just what the kids see, and you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that quarter stuff?
Oh yeah, Kelly's going to open it up.
One of the things that, it's funny, you will hear, oh, those isolated homeschool kids, they're so sad, they're going to turn out so weird because they're so unsocialized, and, you know, they're not going to learn anything. And we homeschooled for, 7 years. And my daughter could not have been as socialized as she was if she had been in school.
That's awesome. That's good too. You said she was doing softball, she was doing...
Oh my gosh, cheerleading, ice skating, gymnastics, because we were able to get our schoolwork done. Unfortunately, the public schools, especially with core curriculum that they've got going on now, public schools have to teach to the lowest denominator, not to the highest denominator, not to the middle. They are taught to the lowest denominator. So whichever kid in the class is the lowest, that's where they have to teach to. And you can take your child and get through schooling on your own much faster than you can if there's a whole classroom of children. I mean, if we did let her go to school when she started the 8th grade. It was one of those things that was becoming a battle in our house. She was starting to get her hormones going, and, you know, she was a teenager and starting to not want to listen to mom.
Kelly, real quick, sweet. I know you want to know.
Yeah.
You like to know who's all in. We have another bartender in, other than myself and Jim. We have HDP. HDP, welcome, Kel. This is HDP, High Desert Pioneer. That's one sub. Well, actually, he's a bartender. He's one of the originals, and HD, Miss Kelly here is today was her first day. She joined our community, and she lives right down the street from me. She's right down Virginia.
Oh, all right.
And we want to welcome her with open arms. And Cal, this is High Desert Pioneer. One sub that you must do. Please subscribe to his channel. Write it down. High Desert Pioneer.
I don't know about must.
It's definitely a must. He's a celeb here, Cal. He's one of the high and mighties here.
What's up, HD?
What's up,
What's
brother?
going on, Chad?
He's a good guy.
What's going on, buddy?
He's a good guy.
By the way, Kelly. By the way, Kelly, there will be ritual bloodletting and sacrifice for initiation next week. So be there at Tuesday about 9 o'clock.
Okay, I have to go to the hospital and have blood tests done anyway because I
don't
can't
need
have
to do
them
that.
draw.
Don't need to do that.
We
Truth and Chad will fucking take care of the blood work. Don't worry about that. They know how to pull it.
Yeah, I got it.
In fact, we can probably just schedule it there.
Word.
Okay, that'd be great because I need to have my iron checked again to see if I have to go in for another infusion. I want to get that taken care of before I go for the wedding. So, but no,
Cowboy Rides 1, sorry, brother. We had to do that. We just had to clear the room, and plus you had some really bad fee problems. So we want to thank you for coming in tonight, Cowboy, and we'll see you soon. Much love, and take care. I'm sorry, Cal.
oh no, that's fine.
What's up,
I just think that homeschooling is a fabulous idea. It's one that I highly recommend. There are a ton of different ways of homeschooling your child. There are a ton of different curriculums out there. You can even, if you feel confident enough, you can make up your own curriculum. I did not feel that confident because I kind of went into homeschooling kicking and screaming and biting my teeth and gnashing of teeth and everything. I didn't want to do it. But our daughter was starting the 3rd grade, and it was her 5th school already. And she...
For those who don't know, Kelly's moved 18 or 13 times in 25 years ago. What was it?
I've lived in like 18 different houses in 25 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Sometimes it's been a move of our own choice. Like I fell down the stairs at our house, at the old house, so we moved to a single-story condo. And we moved ourselves, which was a lot of fun. She came home from school, 3rd grade. And like I said, it was her fifth school. And she said, Mommy, I'm doing the same math book that I did in 1st grade. No, 2nd grade. I think she said 1st grade at such and such school. And I said, oh no, honey, a lot of the publishers, their math books always look the same, but I'm sure it's not exactly the same. And she's like, no, Mommy, it's the same book. I know it is.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no. And she's like, I'll show you. And she ran upstairs and, she went and grabbed some of her pages from her old math book and brought them down. And it was the exact same math book.
Well.
And they had one of her schools when she was in 2nd grade, she was doing multiplication and everything already, and she was in advanced math.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved to Colorado Springs and we tried to talk to them about the gifted and talented program or about raising her a level because of her intelligence, they said, oh, we won't do that until she's at least in 4th grade.
Time out. None of your business. I sent you a link, brother. Come on in, Nunya. I sent you a link. HD, what do you think about homeschooling? Because I know you got a little guy, same age as mine, probably a little bit older.
Maybe you've missed it. We've always homeschooled. Our kids have never seen inside of a government school, so.
I know Rev does. I know Rev did. I didn't know. I didn't ever ask you if you did.
Rebel just kind of got started recently, but
yeah,
Good for you.
always. It just was pretty apparent, 7 years ago, that we did not want our kids going through that.
What do you use a particular curriculum, or do you?
My wife's used a variety. We've used a variety of different curriculums, and we're almost now to the point to where it's more of what we're even less restricted. We don't even follow a curriculum. So at least for our older kid, with my oldest, he's more of what he's going towards, whatever he wants to kind of lean towards, which is mostly science, math-driven stuff.
Okay, so he's kind of unschooling.
Right, yeah. I didn't want to bring that up. I didn't want to get into that, but yeah.
I didn't want to confuse people. Unschooling is where it's a child-driven learning, whatever they are interested in and wherever their talents are taking them, you let them study that. It's not that they don't do any learning. It's not that they're running the show completely. It's that you allow them to follow their passions and study and work on what they're very interested in.
Right.
That would have been bad for me.
Unschooling, you have to have the right type of child for. He or she has to be somebody that is motivated in a particular area.
The house would have been blown up if it would have been. I would have been.
But that's also how you make geniuses. See,
it is.
Allowing them to explore and educate themselves. That's how true knowledge is found and discovered. And these are the people that give us new things. And that's why public education, Common Core, the whole 9 yards is, like she said, designed to dumb them down. It's all dumbed down because they take the lowest common denominator, make that the average, and start from there to dumb everybody down to that level. The smart kids get bored, but what you're describing, the unschooling, sounds like that's how you make geniuses, whereas the factories that we call schools, that's how you make serial killers.
Yeah. It was funny. I don't remember which grade it was because, like I said, she went to school kindergarten, first, and second grade. She does not remember going to public school at all during those years. But I got a note from the teacher that the teacher wanted to talk to me. And I'm like, okay. And I was trying to figure out, well, what could it possibly be about? And she said, I'm having a bit of a problem with your daughter. And I said, okay, what is the problem? And she said, well, when I give an assignment, she, kind of just spaces around for a while, looks around, and then she tries to read her book, and then when I tell them that, they have like 5 minutes left on the project, then she'll pick up the project and do it. And I said, well, is she getting bad grades on them? And she said, oh no, she's getting A's on everything. And I said, so what is the problem then? If she is making A's on the assignments you are giving her, what does it matter if it only takes her 5 minutes just because it takes the other kids 20 or 30 minutes? And so, like I said, I got fed up when she was starting her third grade, and I had a friend that homeschooled, and she's like, Kelly, why don't you just homeschool? And I'm like, oh, I could never do that. No, because in my mind, those homeschoolers were those weird, freakish people, And
my situation is a bit harder, little G. Obviously, Kelly, you've been hearing about him all week, and he's tough. He is a freaking tough one. He's hard. He got rid of today. He's going to get 10 minutes taken off his recess time. He's in the first grade. He cuts in line. He doesn't wait. He's not patient. And it's been really hard doing his homework. It's tough for him to focus. But at school, he knows he's got to listen to the teacher. I mean, yeah, he listens to us, but at school, it's just like,
Well,
I don't know.
He obviously
works
doesn't
in my
know he
thing.
has to listen to the teacher if he's cutting up and getting recess taken away. And I'll tell you what the school's going to do is if it continues, the school's going to ask or tell you that they want to have him tested, and then they're going to want to medicate him.
Tested. Whoa.
And then all he is really doing is being a boy.
HDP, they don't want me to open up in school. They don't want me to go off over there.
But that's what's going to happen if he
they don't want that to
continues
happen.
play around.
All right.
No one's going to
I gotta
medicate my
say
kid.
something.
Oh. No one is going to, because it's really funny you say that, Cal, because Sarah's aunt, my family's in the medical. My wife's a nurse. Her mom's been a nurse for 30 years. The aunt works at our doctor's office. So fucking she talks to the doctors, which I get pissed off about. And she tried to fucking start up this fucking, what do you call it, Ritalin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And I said, fuck no. I said, Kimmy, listen to me. I know you're the aunt. I know you mean well. But he's our kid. He's my son. And my son's not going to be medicated with nothing. Except for cough syrup or fucking whatever I give him from the doctors. He's not going to be on Ritalin, first of all.
The generic name for Ritalin is dextroamphetamine.
Okay, well, that ain't
First of all,
happening in my household.
What these people need to understand, and this is from the heart, is kids are not set up in a... Not all kids are the same. Kids are different. Some kids learn...
In a different way.
Like, don't get me wrong. Some kids are geniuses. They learn quick. They just catch on. But some kids... Like, I'm one of those kids. It took me a little bit longer for me to learn what those smart kids already know.
Same here. I mean, I wasn't fucking special ed, but...
You can't... No, hell no. That's bullshit. You can't set up a kid where all kids are... No. Some kids learn fast. Like, some kids learn faster than the others.
I get it.
Some kids take a little bit long. So are you gonna penalize those kids that don't learn as fast as the other ones?
Who said anything about penalizing them? Where's that? Why are we taking that there? Who said anything about I'm talking about my son. I'm talking about Jais has a problem at school. We're talking about homeschooling versus taking your kids to the private schools or the public schools, those who can afford private. Good for you. I can't afford to go private. I don't got 20 stacks laying around just to give them for a season. It doesn't work like that. Our public schools my public schools, Mario, are the best schools in my county. And I have almost 1 million people. I have about 700,000 people in my county. And we have the best school program in the county.
And you said he was in a very small class, didn't you?
Oh, the class has about, I would say about 26 kids.
Oh, okay, that's bigger than what I thought you had said. I thought you had said
about
like less than 10.
No, I wish.
Yeah. No, see, that's too many. I mean, one teacher cannot teach.
Maybe it's a little bit less, Cal. It's 20-something right now.
Thing.
20 kids.
A very good teacher can teach.
She's been there for 15 years.
20 kids.
She's been there for 15 years. Her kids went to the school. She's got everybody on lockdown for sure. She's good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you is that they make it harder on themselves just by not listening and basically not focusing and being lazy, and then they don't give it their all. If they give it their all, when my son gives it his all and he wants to behave and do what he does, he's brilliant. I mean, he is brilliant. And I love him, but like I said, he's not perfect by any means. No one is. And but he can do a lot better if he just settle down, and listen. His problem is, Kelly, he doesn't like to listen. He likes to shoot at the mouth and give out excuses why he's not giving out the right answer.
Dude, I used to be that kid. I used to be
Same
that
here. Same here, dude.
You know what happened to
be
me?
that kid. But you know.
Go Mario, champ Mario. Go ahead, Dave. I heard.
Oh, me? I said, when I was that age and that happened to me, the teacher, she yanked us up by the back of our hair, and we got 3 licks in front of the whole class.
Dave, we used to have a 14-inch wooden paddle with the principal in the elementary school. They used to fucking smack us with wooden paddles, Dave. So I know all about it, brother.
Yeah.
You know who was my best teacher that I've ever had in my entire life?
I don't know.
My third grade teacher. My third grade teacher was the best teacher I had in my entire life.
Mine was my 5th grade teacher.
She was a former nun.
Oh, jeez.
And she didn't take shit from nobody. She was like, you need to learn 3 plus 3 equals 6, 4 plus 4 equals 8.
Were you her first?
Huh?
Were you her first?
First what? No.
Never mind. You missed her, brother.
But anyway, I'm just saying that my 3rd grade teacher, she was a former nun. She was in a Catholic school, and then she went into.
What's the point, though, bro? What's the point?
The point is kids need. All right, kids need discipline, and if you don't have discipline,
right?
And don't get me wrong, like
no, I agree with you, Mario. You're right.
I remember her name, Miss Spadella. Miss Spadella, she was a great teacher. She was an awesome teacher. She was by far the best teacher I've ever had out of my 12 years. She was the only one that I remember. She was the best teacher because she gave me flashcards because I had trouble. I had trouble when I was a young kid. I had trouble.
Right, most of us did. Most of us had.
I couldn't do math.
I had flashcards, brother. We all had flashcards.
Math was like the most difficult thing for me to comprehend.
I understand.
And
it took a little bit longer for you to.
Dude, I used to have to stay after school with all the kids out. They would go and play out during recess.
But brother,
they would go out and they would play out in the yard. And guess what I was doing? I was sitting there being like, 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 plus 3 equals 6.
Mario, you're babbling. What's the point? What's the point, Mario?
The point is, not all kids learn the same as everybody. Some kids take longer.
But that's not. But that's. My whole thing, Mario, brother love, is homeschooling versus going to school.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about homeschooling. Is some kids just don't learn as fast as other kids. Some kids take longer to learn.
That has nothing, brother love. That has nothing to do with what I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to ask a question, and you're bringing up a totally different thing here.
Let me tell you,
Mario. I agree with you, Mario. Because guess what, bro? You're not alone. I was that kid too. Just like English, Mario. I couldn't fucking comprehend a fucking book. The book that they were reading. If I didn't like it, Mario, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I didn't want to read it. I wasn't interested. If it didn't interest me, I flunked everything, dude. So I completely understand it. It took me a little bit longer to comprehend the course. I get it. I agree with you. But that doesn't have anything to do. Now, if you think it's better, if you think a kid like that, Mario, okay, for a kid like that, do you think he should be going to school, or do you think a kid like that should stay at home and getting taught by the parents? What do you think?
It depends.
All right, I want to hear the answer from
obviously, it's a combination of both. Like.
All right, well, if you don't know, we'll come back to you. Kelly, what in that? Where do you think they should go? A kid like that.
I think they should be at home.
You think they should be at home? Okay.
Yeah. Because.
I'm sorry, Kelly. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say because.
No, go ahead, babe.
You can find out what type of learner they are. If they're more of a tactile learner, than a verbal learner.
You're categorizing.
Mario, I want to ask everyone. Hold, Mario, chill. Let everybody speak on this.
Like a tactile learner, let's say you were trying to teach them their ABCs or something. You get a pan of sand and you have them write it with their finger in the sand because they're more of a tactile learner. Exactly. If they're more of a verbal learner, you could teach them it verbally. If they're more of a written learner, you write it down and they can write it after you. Because there are different types of learning. And a school isn't going to take the time.
Right. You're right.
To find out.
What if you use all those techniques?
Mario, hold on. Chad, I want to hear what you got to say, Chad. And after Chad, I want to hear Dave.
Schools, public school system only caters to the visual children, which is about 70% of us. We're people who learn by watching. And some people are, like she's saying, kinesthetic. They learn by doing. They have to do it to remember it or to understand it completely. Some people are auditory. They listen to things and they hear, they hear the instructions and they can remember it that way. Everybody is different, like Mario is saying. Schools only cater to one style, and anybody who's not visual, they call them slow or special or whatever word they want to put on it outside.
Whoever's not up to speed, basically.
Right.
And to include
Mario.
that, I'm sorry.
Mario, help yourself, can you?
No, he cannot. He cannot, ladies and gentlemen.
Cannot.
Too much beer in Mario.
Jesus Christ. Dave, please.
Well, hold on.
After Chad, Chad, you got the floor. Take as long as you want, brother.
The point is that schools only cater to one. If we really cared about doing what's best for children and catering to them, then the teacher would be able to teach them in the best way for the student. I mean, some kids... oh, by the way, P.S., not every kid's a fucking genius. Some of them are just, supposed to pump gas. I mean, this is just the facts of life. And we should not be treating the Einsteins like the people that, are better suited to do other jobs. It just doesn't make sense. You're stifling the people that can really excel, and you're making it an impossible goal for people who are just not capable of the position in the first place. So, point is, if we really wanted to fix it, it would be catered to however was best for children to learn, and be able to do like the unlearning system, or unschooling system, where the child is responsible for pursuing their own interests and excelling at that, and that's what we call success.
Dave?
All right, now, just what he just said for a second. Nashville, Tennessee had something like that going for a little while before the federal government got involved. They had what they called magnet schools, and if a kid at these regular schools, if children at these regular schools excelled and were doing real good, they would have a chance to go to what they called a magnet school, which would put them in advanced things. But that's not what I'm going to homeschooling. I've got a neighbor that has 3 children, and they homeschool.
Right.
And I go to church with these people, and I do not think that the parents have the educational level to teach the children, because the children are afraid of everything. One time at a church social, I seen the kids out there when there was trash on the ground. I said, "Hey, y'all, how about helping me pick up this trash?" And all 3 of them had the same reaction. They looked at me like I was the devil himself and ran. But when it comes time to read and stuff, all 3 of these children have problems reading. It's like the parents, if they're going to homeschool, the parents are going to have to teach. You can't just keep your kids home and not do nothing. And a lot of parents, I'm not going to say a lot, I'm going to say some parents take advantage of the system to not do nothing. I mean, they got the kids at home to help them sweep floors and stuff, and the children aren't learning nothing. So the parents have to have some kind of qualification to teach too, because some parents are gas pumpers. But anyway, that's because homeschooling has its bad points too.
And by the way, I'd like to say that all are needed, in the society. I mean, you got to have the waitress and the heart surgeons, or shit just ain't gonna work. You know, I mean, not everybody can be the heart surgeon. There'd be no waitresses.
Yeah, and I think that goes back to, I mean, yes, some parents maybe aren't capable, but that's freedom has its price, and just like safety, you can't have full safety, you can't have full education either.
Benjamin Franklin said that one.
Truth, what do you got to say
But I'm
about
just
this?
saying, in comparison to education, same thing.
I agree with Chad. Chad pretty much took the words out of my mouth. He pretty much said it all. Real good point there, Chad.
I guess I didn't say this before because you all did, but I don't have children. And if I did, I would homeschool them, or I would pursue any other option other than public schooling.
Hey, Steve, I know you got experience. You want to chime in, brother?
I just did.
I know.
Second.
What'd you say?
I don't have.
Sorry, didn't hear you,
I
bro.
think if we wanted to wrap it up, we can. I don't have much more to go beyond what we already said.
Well, I know that
I think if you, I mean, people oftentimes use the work excuse, and both parents got to work, and I really think people should reevaluate their situation about how much that money is really worth, because you're talking about your kid's future.
Yeah.
If one of you can stay home, definitely pursue it, because it's more valuable for your kid to come up in that environment than it is for both of you to be working, I would say.
Oh,
Absolutely.
People are toy addicts. They got to have all the latest toys. The neighbor has a bass boat, so they got to have a bigger bass boat.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. America is toy addicts. And the latest Xbox or the PS3 or PS2 or whatever PS is out now, the latest game system, the biggest TV, the fastest computer, you got to have the, latest gizmo. And they don't want to spend it on the children.
We were very fortunate. I got to stay home all through her third year of college. I mean, when she was in college even, we were the house where all the young college kids hung out at. So we've always had a very close relationship with our daughter. And I don't think we would have had as close a relationship had we not homeschooled, because I was always with her. I was taking her to something. I was teaching her something. I was, and you know what? Housework, that's part of what they have to learn to be a functioning adult in society. So, yeah, she learned how to do
convince my
housework.
kid to that. They'll fight that all day.
I mean, we started her on chores when she was 2 or 3 years old. And it was, what can a 2 or 3-year-old do? Well, you have baseboards in your house. You can give them a little cloth because, a baseboard, if they miss a spot, it's not that big a deal. But you can start teaching them that young that, they're part of the family and therefore they get to help. And then there was other things, teaching her how to change a tire because, that's part of life. Sometimes you've got to change a tire.
That's right. You're 2 years old. Get out there. Here's the jack. Let me know.
No, that was when she was older, you goober.
You don't work, you don't eat.
But there was, so she did learn chores along with it. And it made her a better, more self-reliant person. When she moved out of her house, because we moved out of our house, essentially, to move out here to the East Coast, and she moved into her first apartment, she was very prepared. She knew how to do everything. She knew how to cook for herself. She knew how to, and she would invite friends over for dinner, and they're expecting, boxed pizza or something, and no, she made meals. And they're like, oh, I was just expecting college food. And she's like, well, no, I said I was cooking dinner, you know. So
How old is she?
right now she's 24. She just turned 24,
She's
and
too young for me.
and she's married,
She's too
and
young for
she's
me.
married very happily. And she will be finishing up her MBA here in about 2 months. And you know, she's a go-getter. She
God bless you.
But I don't think we would have had a lot of that had we not had that homeschooling.
Yeah, and I think the independence you're talking about, I mean, I felt I was a pretty independent individual growing up, but I can see in my kids, they are much more independent-minded than I was, and it's hard to, at some point, you know, you have to stop yourself from reeling that in, because you need to let them, because it's better for them to be like that, but it's just so different from the way we were raised, or when we went to school. So it's really, you catch yourself like, oh, that's a good thing in their independence and stuff, because they have that different world view and that different individual view. It's really interesting.
The thing, my parenting.
Hey, Mario.
Sorry, go ahead, Governor.
I just checked the time, and it's midnight, and I still got a horse running loose in the yard. I'm going to say good night to everybody.
Oh, good night, Dave. Take care, brother.
Good night, David.
And
don't worry, we got plenty of room. Yeah,
well, I mean, I might watch a little bit on YouTube, but I'm gonna go away, and I won't. No sense you just sitting there staring at a picture with no noise coming out of it. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, take care.
Oh man, the thing with me and my son's 4 years old, and he's a terror. He friggin' rips up the house. He friggin' destroys the house. He does his thing. I take him outside. Like when he starts destroying the house, I'm like, Lenny, we're going outside.
Oh, you do understand that that's not his fault. That's your fault, don't you?
Well, it's just it's the way that he is. Well, I understand that he's probably bored and he's just like, oh man, I'm bored, so I'm just gonna rip. But I take him outside. And the thing that I do, like I let my son run free wild. I let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do outside, outside. But I'm always like, I guess, hawking him. I'm always hawking him because I have to be the I guess I have to be the disciplinarian because
he has a parent.
You're the dad, dude.
I have to be the parent because when Lenny wants to go out into the street and I'm like, Lenny, get away from the street. And if you don't listen to me, then I grab him by the arm and I'll be like, pull him aside, be like, Lenny, the street is bad. Don't go into the street because I don't want my son to get run over by a car. So I grab him and I'm like, Lenny, stay away from the street. So then, and here's the thing. Kids test parents. They test them. I know
every day.
I know me personally, my son, he tests me every single time. I go outside. He tries to stick his foot out into the street and I look at him and I'm like, this son of a bitch.
He's not going to get easier, Mario. It's going to get harder as they get older, dude. Mine's 6, almost 7. I know mine's a few years older than yours, dude. I'm going to tell you what, the attitude, the way they talk to you, the shit they know, it's not going to get easier, bro. It's not. They get bigger, faster, stronger, and they know more.
Well, here's the thing.
Don't stay little Lenny forever.
That's why I have to constantly hawk. I have to hawk him. I have to be a hawk. I have to be a hawk, and I have to watch him. I have to see what he does, and when he does things that I don't agree with, I'll let him know. I'll be like, Lenny, and I'll grab him by his forearm, and I'll be like, listen, you either listen to me or we're going back inside. Do you want to play outside? He's like, yeah, I want to play outside. And I'm like, listen, you have to follow these rules. If you don't follow these rules, we're back inside. But the only thing is I bring him back inside, and then he terrorizes the house, and I don't know. It's all about parenting. Yeah, it's being a parent. You have to be a parent, and like, don't get me wrong, my son's great. He's a great son. He listens to me and everything like that. But every once in a while, he tries to eat. I know he's testing the boundaries. He's testing to see what he can get away with. And of course, I'm a hawk, so I'm sitting there and I'm watching him, and I'm like, this motherfucker, he's fucking with me. And I'll be like, I'll sit there and I'll watch, and I'll let him get away with a little bit. But as soon as he goes too far, boom, I'll fucking snatch him up, and I'll be like, no, can't do that. We're going inside. And then we'll go inside, and I'll be like, nope. Like, I'm like, if it was back in the day when I was a little kid, my dad would be whipping my ass. You would whip my ass. He'd be like, oh, you put your foot on the street? Boom! Hey, how do you feel about that, motherfucker? I'm fucking whipping your ass. And it'd be like, whoa, Dad, all right. So I would never go into the street where a car would come and friggin' run my ass over. And I'd be like, all right, gotta stay away from the street. Just be on the sidewalk. Lanny, it's like, don't get me wrong. There's many times where I'd be like, oh, man, I want to whip your ass. Like, I want to whip your ass. I want to fucking kick your ass and be like, no, you can't do that shit. But I know that it's not, you can't, nowadays, you can't be whipping you can't.
There's a lot of parents, I'm going to say thanks, Mario. There's a lot of things I want to say. Today, I think the big problem is, like, little G's soccer game. Hold on, Mario. Look, Jesus. Little G's soccer game, this big-ass lady was sitting there with her 3 kids. One was on the field with G. The other one was in the stroller. The other one was out running around. The kid in the stroller was like 3 years old. Or 3 years old. The kid didn't want to fucking sit there for 3 hours. She's on her iPhone, Cal, texting, talking, texting. The kid's screaming, throwing him a bag of Cheerios, throwing him an old-ass, hot-ass juice. It's like, bitch, why don't you drink that hot-ass juice? Take the fucking kid out, change his diaper, run him around. Do something. Get off your ass. Oh, Kelly, I wanted to be a woman for 5 minutes. I just wanted to be a woman for the first time for 5 minutes so I could just beat the shit out of her. She's just sitting there with her kids.
It's called being a parent. You have to be a parent.
That's the problem. People, Mario, don't want to be parents because they're lazy. They're too busy in their personal lives, whatever it is, social media that day, whatever it is. They're lazy. I've been coaching football, youth league, 130 pound, 13 and you. You don't know how many kids I go pick up because the parents are too busy getting fucked up or just don't care about their kids' practice or even the games.
Yes.
And it's sad. I got some really good kids on my team, and it's really sad that their parents are not involved. I mean, I remember my pops would go to every practice, every football and lacrosse practice and basketball practice. He was there. He was there. Game time, he was there, no matter what, And that's what it's to be, just like my son. I'll never miss a practice.
And what it boils down to, parents are selfish.
Yeah. It's just like his homework. He doesn't get to go play outside until he does his homework. Some parents don't go over their homework. Some parents just give them what they want so they can stop bitching and screaming. You don't give your kid stuff to be quiet. You have to educate them.
How many
I'm
of you
sorry?
have ever left the grocery store with a basket full of food that you don't purchase because your kid is throwing a temper tantrum?
My wife normally, Kelly, just
Nah,
leaves the scene.
nah.
She
My boy is very simple. You know what my boy looks for when we go food shopping? He looks for the fucking bread. Like I'm a bread guy. Like I'm just a bread guy. So Lenny looks into the shopping basket, and what is the first thing? He doesn't go after the Doritos or the cookies or anything. What's the first thing he goes over? He goes, grabs the bread. He's like, bread with butter, bread with butter, bread with butter. I'm like, bread with butter? What is that? All you want is bread with butter? It's like, that's all you want? Oh yeah, all right, bread with butter.
I can remember
bread,
Alyssa
bread with butter.
getting,
Here you go, buddy.
you know,
Bread with butter.
being tired or something, or, you know, because I just had too much going on and she didn't get her nap when she was 2 or something, and they get crabby, and I'm like pushing through chores. I'm like, okay, I got to get the grocery shopping done. And so she would get cranky, and I'm like, I would go up to the teller and I'm like, I'm sorry, you're going to have somebody put this away, but I have to leave because she's not behaving. And
Just
she
for,
likes going to the...
That's not my
and
fault.
she likes-
quick alert. I want to shut this down here in the next few minutes.
Okay.
We had a very, 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 very nice chat tonight. I want to thank all the viewers. We had some high-ass numbers. Shit, I remember we had some good numbers. I know we got probably over 1,000 comments. I want to thank everyone who came on, and special thanks for Miss Kelly.
No, I thank you for inviting me.
We welcome you with open arms, and you're more than welcome to come and hang out with us anytime. And I know you and myself and Truth will be on daily. We always like to we like to give everyone a chance to give out shout outs here at the Dragon. And starting with you, you are a guest, Miss Kel. You get to do the first shout outs to whoever you want, hon. With no interruptions, Mario. Just joke.
Well, I don't know what you guys do for shout outs.
Well,
so...
it's your world, honey. You get to shout out to whoever you want. It's your floor.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that on Thursday night, on Girls Like Guns 2, I believe it is 7 p.m. Central Time.
Yep,
I am being interviewed and going into more detail on becoming an NRA pistol instructor, as well as, you know, the different things that go along with that and why I'm choosing to do it.
Tell them whose channel that would be on.
That's Jennifer Young's chat.
There we go, Jennifer Young.
Girls Like Guns 2, so I hope anybody that wants to come see it will do so. It'd be great to have you.
We will definitely be watching it, and we'll definitely be sharing it. And brother Chad.
Oh, let's see. Obviously, everybody, Mule and everybody at the Green Dragon, all you guys for even bothering to show up and make these things happen. So, appreciate that. And other than that, probably Winchester at the moment. I think they're doing a good job.
Yes. Like I told everyone, Chad was like a little 5-year-old at the Christmas tree. He's been waiting a week plus for this day.
I'd still like
Chad,
to say,
do you want to...
in the time that we did this chat, I've probably made about 30 rounds.
Does anyone, Chad, do you want to show off one round if you want?
No, that's all right.
Oh, okay, that'll be in the after chat. We'll do that.
I got pictures.
We'll have an after chat. Brother Truth, you up? Shout out. Truth.
Well, I guess I'd like to just shout out everybody here on the panel, especially Kelly. Everybody, please check her out. NRA instructor, that's great. All about firearms, I love it.
I can't wait to get it done.
A lot of good people out in the chat here tonight too, out in the lobby.
No doubt.
10 Round Patriot, Chris, Optimus Android, Mule, of course. There's a bunch of good folks out there. Thanks a lot for everybody for stopping by tonight.
Yes, sir.
They're all bots.
HD?
All of them bots.
Yeah, well, obviously, everybody, thanks for coming and checking out the chat early, I guess. It kind of started earlier than usual, but
I'm on time.
Shout out to channel Jimmy Rants. I've caught on to him. He go check out that channel. He goes into a bunch of topics, mostly on prepping, but he's got some good perspective on stuff. So Jimmy Rants is his channel. If you want to check him out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will. Mario, want to go any shout-outs?
I've never done a shutout before, but
well, tonight will be your first.
I guess G Mongoose.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Mule, he's a cool ass cat. Tony, he's a cool ass motherfucker too. Chris, he's a cool ass cat, but and that's all I got.
Thanks, Mario. Well,
let's not
I
forget.
just want to thank everybody who.
George Washington. George Washington is a cool ass cat.
I just want to thank everyone who came out and watched us. Like I said, we had probably one of the highest numbers I've ever been on, and I love y'all, and I know everyone who came and listened. I know we're a little crazy, we got off the chain, but that's how we do it here. The way I run chat, Neil told me when he gave me keys, he said, "G, you run it the way you want," and I want to thank Neil for giving me the opportunity to run the chats. We all run them different here. All the bartenders have a different shift. We run in different shifts here, and I want to thank everyone. And a special thanks to Cal who came on, and I just wanted to prove to everyone that we can all get along, and it doesn't really matter what communities we might represent or run. We're all here together, and that's what it's all about,
And don't forget Thursday night. We got a chat at
Thursday night. Like I said, I do Tuesdays, and I've been doing Tuesdays and Sundays. And Mule does his Thursdays, of course. And like I said, whatever I got to do to pick up the slack, I do. I just want to thank all the bartenders who gave us an opportunity to run it. And I know it got a little crazy. I'm sorry for the outside interference. That's why we got it, we took care of it ASAP. We don't it's not scripted here. It's not like your other big ass shows where everything is scripted and I'll call people and have a fucking script what we're going to go about, yada, yada, yada. I might say, hey, what are your topics? What do y'all want to talk about? But it's it's whatever. And that's how I do it here. I keep it real. I keep it 100%, and we don't bullshit. And we love you all, and we'll be back on Thursday. I will have a link out in the external if anybody wants to come in the after chat. So we love you. God bless, and we'll see you Thursday night.